Okay, alright, how are we doing? I need, like, extra pairs of ears to determine if anything's wrong with the sound or anything. I haven't streamed in so long. I actually forgot when the last time I've streamed is, but hello everyone. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me just fine. If not, just tell me what's wrong, so I can fix it. Everything sounds good? Okay, sweet. Yeah. Hey everyone, how are we all doing? Thought today would be a good day, or tonight rather, would be good to stream. And, I don't know, just touch base as well. I haven't really been doing much on the channel. And I don't know, I'm kind of, I kind of feel bad just uploading, like, random update videos every few weeks and just rambling for 10 to 20 minutes and then not actually doing anything. This is kind of weird, so, I don't know, I'm just not really bothered with another update explaining what's going on. Obviously the channel's slowing down at the moment. I'm still really deciding what I want to do going forward. I don't know, because obviously I can't make videos on this game forever. So yeah. Hope everything's going well. Thanks, man. Yeah, so ultimately everything's going okay. I feel like I have... There's probably less to complain about than I perceive there to be. I don't know, I'm not always on top of everything. Sometimes I'm not as active if I don't feel so great, or I've got other stuff that I want to worry about. But yeah, today's the day I feel pretty good, so I figured I would just stream, see how it goes. And, yeah, so why don't I get started, actually? Sounds like a good idea. Let me just pop the chat out. Here we go. By the way, guys, make sure you're on live chat instead of top chat. I have no idea why YouTube does that, but yeah, they do that. Okay. So it's probably a good time to start. I've not been live for that long, like 7 minutes in the waiting period. You've all had time to get your snacks and tea and whatever. So, yeah. Let's open up Doors of the Roses window and see if we can get some game audio going. Holy shit. Alright, I'm sorry about that. I don't know how loud that was, actually. Let me know how loud this is, what level this is at. If this is good or not with the music. If the music's... see, I can adjust the music, I can just make it quieter if it's too loud. Or it's bad now, or it's good now, I don't know. Let me know what it's like. Okay. Yeah. My bad. I've fixed it. I fixed it. I think. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I can see the levels. They should be good. Alright. Alright. How are we doing? So at Monster Ass Starter Deck playthrough. That's the deck we are doing. And it's a pretty cool deck. It is the Fiend deck of the Doors of the Roses Redux mod. And I like Fiends. So, yeah. A pretty aesthetic driven deck. I made this deck, and yeah. Let's just go. Also, I have a new controller, and it is magical. I'll show you why, actually. If I get this to work. Okay. So, this is actually the best possible controller for Duels of the Roses, right? Because it has turbo. And you know what you can do with turbo? I'll show you. Alright, so in the emulator, we'll disable the frame limiter. And then... here I am. Hey guys. Is my turbo on? Yeah, it is. So you just press the turbo and then hold down B. And I can skip all the dialogue without getting RSI. I have no idea why I didn't do this like years ago. But yeah, look at that. I'm skipping all the dialogue and I'm just holding my controller. That's it. Dialogue skipped. That's it. The best thing you can do in this game is just completely skip all the dialogue. Because, I don't know, I've already seen it a million times. Whether I've actually read it or not. Yeah, so, let's do the usual side of the Orcus. And hold down, well I guess it's B according to this controller, it's not actually X. And then I'll disable turbo by doing that. Cool. What is that controller? This is the 8-bit Do, or 8-bit Do, I don't know. SN30 Pro. SN30 Pro. Where is my webcam thing? There we go. So you see it's like a Super Nintendo controller look, kind of. And you can treat it that way. You can just completely ignore that there's sticks there. And 2 extra shoulder buttons. And it's got a turbo function, and the other one is a home one, so these controllers you like plug into anything. You literally plug them into any USB port, any computer. I think they're mostly designed for, like, you set up an Raspberry Pi with emulation and stuff. So, yeah. I've just used it. I literally bought this for the PC. Let me get back to the gameplay, actually. Because I can talk about this while we are playing the game, obviously. Yeah, I am actually interested in Elden Ring. I don't know how much you guys like Dark Souls. It's a pretty popular game. I love the Dark Souls games. First Dark Souls, probably my favorite game of all time. If not for Divinity Original Sin 2. But yeah, Elden Ring is like, it's Dark Souls with horses. And it's like, I never thought that I actually wanted this, but it makes a lot of sense, right? Before I look at my deck, I'll quickly finish this off. But it's just like, Dark Souls, you don't want to screw the formula up, but you want it to be fresh, right? You don't want just another Dark Souls game. So adding mounts to Dark Souls just gives it this extra little element to it. So it'll all be very familiar, but also new enough to be engaging. And it's going to make for a good game. I don't want to overhype myself just to disappoint. I kind of already know it's going to be a good game. I think anyone who plays From Software games probably knows the quality standard of FromSoft. We can continue talking about this. I just thought I would go over the starter deck for the main event. That is the video, after all. So yeah, Monster Eye, low-level deck leader. You can level it up if you want. I really think that most low-level abilities aren't worth the trade-off of other high-level abilities. For example, you would get Terrain Change on Monster Eye if you leveled it up significantly, but Terrain Change isn't nearly as good leader ability as a lot of people think it is, and instead of increasing your allied fiends' attack and defense by 500 each, if you have a 5-star or higher monster, it'll only do 100, which is kind of like nothing. Honestly, it's... Consider you play the game, you want to play like monsters between 2,000 3,000 attack a lot of the time. What is that? It's 5% of the attack boosted. Like, it's just nothing. Ride the Carper Demon. What about riding the like undead dogs? I don't know, they probably couldn't support your body weight, especially with all that armor on. So, anyway. What have we got in the deck? It's been a while. I pretty much put in, like, anything that had eyes. So you see even Flamed Snake makes an appearance. Axe of Despair, Dark Energy. I think the max damage cap for this deck is you stick Dark Energy and Axe of Despair on a Neck Hunter. And I think you also have Weather Control. Yeah, there we go. Weather Control. And then you can turn all your cards into a zombie with Blue-Eyed Silver Zombie. And if you turn Neck Hunter into a zombie, put on Wasteland created by the Weather Control, after you put the 2 equips on it, you can actually get 3050 attack damage in this deck right out of the box. That's assuming you play everything in that order. Apart from that, really this deck is really not good. Yeah, it's really not that good. It's none of the starter decks are really that good except for like the ones that are strong on Mountain because they're just really good at the early opponents. So we'll probably be modifying this deck substantially throughout the playthrough. Which some people may or may not have a problem with, so yeah. If you do, feel free to send it to the complaint department. Now, I do have to state the obvious. The Skull Servant and the Monster Eye decks are like the most difficult decks to beat Taya, just because of her leader abilities. Hey Pizza, how's it going? And yes, I know who you are. I know who you are. It was fun. Have you even played through all the starter decks yet? Because that would surprise me. I have, obviously, but that was to play test the game. I was like the only... I did like 90%, 90 to 95% of the playtesting. Wow, look at this. You literally cannot fuse any of these cards together. You literally cannot do anything with his hand. Pyro Rock? Is that a thing? I don't think so. No. Pretty sure it isn't. Insects don't fuse with anything. Like, period. That's just how it is. And then Taya plays like a strong hand. She opens with the Dark Witch and Equip, so that card she's played already has 2300 attack. And I'll tell you guys a secret. Deckmaster K AI, which is obviously the one I'm using here, if this card is at least 2000 attack, they will play aggressively with it. But if it's lower than 2000 attack, they actually play defensively. They'll put it in defense mode here. So you can actually tell the attack of the card that's here based on how Deckmaster K plays it. Did I play a card? No, I didn't. I missed the button. Alright, Doma's good, obviously, because it's strong on Mountain. But we can't really get past that Dark Witch, so I don't know exactly how we are going to play this duel out. It's pretty fun. I'm glad you found it fun. I probably, I don't know, I struggled to play through all the decks just in a row in a sequence that quickly. It got to a point near the end that I was just like, you know what, if you can beat X amount of duelists, you can beat the whole game. Technically, you don't want it to be that way. You don't want people to have to like grind or like struggle at any point, but truthfully, if you can beat the first half of the game, like you're pretty much... It's just a matter of time before you beat the game. Like, you already know what you're doing, and your deck's obviously pretty strong. So I could even make, I like Stunner with a dark card or something. Why don't I do this? So if I play this here, what happens, right? She will move this way or attack this, which if she moves here, I just move this onto the normal, guard the back, and then I can just keep playing. If she plays anything else strong in front of her, I'm pretty screwed, because then I can't really do anything about that. So that'll get stunned. You got 2800 attack on the mountain. I do have a few regrets of the Redux mod, and one of them was giving her, I think I gave her 3 female cards. Female fairies. The reason I did that actually was so that the player could farm females at the start of the game. But then it just means that she could open with Dark Witch, and that's just kind of brutal. So, yeah, whoops. Why don't we do this? Wait, no, because then I won't be able to play Doma on my next turn, and that is really bad. Why don't we just get rid of... Wait, no, that'll make Nekigao. I do not want to do that. Actually, no, it won't, because 2100 attack's higher than Nekigao. Let's just play Doma with an equip. It's the only play we can really make in this duel. So yeah. I think it was a great success. Well, thank you very much. I mean, it's not really up for me to say if it was a success or whatever, but for what it is, I mean, I'm happy with it. Honestly. Petite Angel, nice. Actually, that sucks, because I wanted to... Let me disable battles. I wanted to move forward and attack her directly after this move, but I can't do that now, because Petite Angel will appear in front of her deck leader. There you go. Alright, hold on. Alright, this is good, actually. This is fine. I can keep Dark Witch stunned up with Kuriboh and Dark Prisoner. Any dark card that attacks her will stun her. And, these don't lose life points when you attack, so even though I'm attacking into something, I don't lose 2000 life points like I normally would. It's making Kuriboh... I still haven't turned off battles. I always do this. Because I'm so used to them being turned off from the start of the game. Like, it's become habit for me to turn them off pretty much as soon as I load in. Hey, Gameplay 21. I am doing okay. Thank you very much for asking. I hope you're doing good as well. I apologize if I don't sound sincere or anything. Hold on. I don't know. I feel like it's inevitable at some point in the stream that we get to some more serious talk or discussion. Really, this game is just background playing at the moment. Like, you guys obviously can understand after playing this game so many times. It's like, I don't really have a reaction to like most of the things that could possibly happen. Alright. Let's defend with Dark Prisoner. This is probably bad. Dark Witch. If Dark Witch attacks a Dark Prisoner, then I get attacked directly by Petite Angel once that's destroyed, but I was gonna play aggressive anyway, and we'll see what happens. When your deck's really not strong, you just gotta take the risks. Alright, this is good. This is fine. Can get hit from the rear next turn if I try to play aggressively, so we'll see how that goes. I'll get 2400 attack here, so I need 2200 to close it off. Which I don't have, I'm pretty sure. Or do I? No. Fiend. Yeah, I got fuck all, really. Let's... If I kept a beast, I could... Nekigao's not enough. Nekigao's not enough. Screw it. I'm just gonna play these in defense, and then that'll stop me from getting a direct hit from the Dark Witch, which is quite scary. I'm probably not gonna be able to take a direct hit from Dark Witch or this card, in the one turn without losing, so I'm just gonna tank one hit here. We got 4,000 life points, so I'm very, very confident that I could just take one hit. Hey, look, it's effect activated. Watch out, we're gonna get Ryukishin in 3 turns, and then, yeah, we'll just win the whole game like that. Alright, well, I can get this card out of the way, which is something. Or, no, I can't. She's got that leader ability, so I actually can't get past this. Alright, well, I think the only actual option that I have is just one more direct hit from this Doma, or else I've just lost. So I'm just going to put this here so that hopefully she decides to move onto the mountain and then I can attack her on the next turn and just win it. I really don't have any other plays. I'm also forced to move away here, pretty much. Moving up, I don't know. I never want to move where she could possibly play a card and just hit me, because the AI can do that sometimes. So I kind of just have to move to the right or down. And I think moving down is a play, because she would never possibly move over to this Air Knight Parshath into the Gruesome Goo when she can move a risk-free space. Alright, so the only thing that stops us from winning here is a trap card, and the only trap card she has is negate attack, so I just need to make sure she doesn't have one of those. So give us Dark Witch. Female and Fairy. Alright. So, yeah, she's got no negate attack, so we just attack her directly here and win. So if anyone's wondering how you win this duel as the Monster Ride deck, that's an option for you. This is kind of how I expected people to play the game, honestly, like, as in Redux Mod. Redux Mod was kind of made for people who kind of understand that the AI is kind of easy to beat if you know what you're doing, and it's what allows you to get away with that sort of thing. The base game, when you have that knowledge and the game being a lot easier, it just makes it far too easy. Hey, we got Fairy promoted. That's nice. Alright, I don't even know what I want here. What if you get a 3 in a row? Would be cool. Hey, Sebastian, how's it going? No, we missed it by 1. Yeah, I'm streaming again. Just seeing how it goes. Because it's been a while. I wanted to stream the other week, but we're having difficulties with the internet. So I just couldn't do it, and that was just annoying. Because not only could I not stream, but I had no goddamn internet. Having no internet, man, it's like having no legs. It's just shit. A real board game of Duels of the Roses coming along? I never ever was actually gonna do that. I never said I was actually gonna do that, so I've not done any work on that. So yeah, sorry to disappoint you there, but yeah. That's how it's coming along. If you really, really want to know. Would die without internet. Yeah, pretty much felt like that. Like, I play offline games, but I'd played Divinity Original Sin 2 for like a week straight. And then I went to like play an online game and I noticed I couldn't. I was just getting really bad ping. And I was just like, man, I literally can't do anything. I'll see if I can stream. And then the internet like re-broke from trying to upload. I don't even know how that's possible. Like the internet, it broke, then they gave us like some data on a broadband line or something. And then when I tried to upload, like, it just throttled the internet completely. And it's so bad, because it's just like, man, it took me so many weeks, or like months even, just to like, you know, gain the sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess just to summon the courage of, like, summon the motivation, rather, to muster up a stream. And after all that time, I did it, and I felt like I was being punished for it, you know? It was just like, what the hell, you know? How's it going, Lord Red Star? I did read your comment. Just trying to think of what to say about it. I apologize if I'm just like not all with it. I'm doing my best. Hold on. See what he plays first before I move this. What is that? I just dumped a monster and he played it to his right? Why didn't he play it forward? Yeah, momentum's an okay word, because really a lot of streaming and making videos and stuff like that is, I keep Net Hunter, that's like my boss monster. Can't believe I'm saying that. It's like a routine, and I haven't been in that routine for ages. I haven't been in any particularly good routine in a while, to be honest. It's kind of how it is. I don't really want M-Warrior #1 to be there. Alright, well this is okay. Fuck taking damage. Let's just play Weather Control. Just flip it up here. For anyone who doesn't know, you can't flip cards up in his little box of Meadow because his deck leader will just automatically flip it up, so you can't use the effect. That's why you activate it there. Hey Ryan, how's it going? Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what to say, man. You don't need to fucking donate to me, dude. I feel bad. I know I always say that, but like I actually haven't done anything and I feel kind of bad. I've still got members subscribed to me and I just haven't even like said anything to them, you know. A couple of people I have contact with them and I just haven't really said anything about what's going on with the channel because I'm just, I don't know, you know, I don't know what's going on, or what the future of the channel's like, so I don't want to make any announcements or like any commitments of what's going on because I barely know what I'm doing outside of this fucking YouTube channel, if I'm being honest with you guys. And you've got the you got the major badge now, so you've got the hidden chat find, let's call it that. I'm just making this up. Wacky Peanut, inspired by my work, designed a set of rules for board game version each year. Contact me on Discord. Let me actually post my server in the chat here. This should work for a week from now. So, give it a go. I will say this, like, I will provide honest commentary on it, but I'm not the type of person to... I probably don't even need to say this to you guys. I'm not the type of person that's just gonna be nice to someone. So... I hope you want honesty from me, because that's what you're gonna get if you're sharing your things with me. Yeah, I'm kind of the same, Sebastian. Sorry, I know I'm not really playing this game, but you guys know me. Like, the game's just kind of there. The game's just kind of there. Oh, do I even have anything I fuse with Megasonic Eye? I have Ursat's Dragon. If I haven't dumped that already. But, I don't have anything, like, excessively powerful to combine with that. I might just play Megasonic Eye now and then. If I draw it, I draw it. Yeah, I've legit had no routine. And some days, like, I'm just gonna be honest with you, I'm living the certified mid-20s life. Sometimes I'll legit just not eat dinner, and it's like midnight, and I haven't eaten, so I just have like an ice cream, and like, my day, I basically wake up around lunchtime, I eat like, I don't know, junk food as my first meal in the day, and then I just don't eat again, and I just have like a snack. And it's like, I'm well aware this is really not healthy and it's not what I'm supposed to do, but it's just, I don't know. I've had some times where I've gone really nutty over eating habits and sleep schedule and everything, and then it feels like so much effort, and then it feels like it's all undone once it goes wrong. And it just, I don't know, I feel like it's like climbing a mountain and then just falling before you get to the top, all the way down. And it just makes you think, like, why climb the mountain? Like, it just makes me feel like a waste of time. And it's like, I don't even know how much better I feel about myself when I'm doing that sort of stuff, because ultimately, I'm always going to be inside my head about things at the end of the day anyway. So, yeah. You know, you might, like, I don't know, even if I was just achieving my dreams, like, right now, and I had everything going for me, there would always be something. So it just makes things difficult. Alright, I don't know if this is really gonna work out, but there's a little trick you can do to bypass, the open card find, is you move a monster onto the tile, it gets flipped up, and then the fusion event occurs. So watch this. His leader ability activates before I've moved onto the thing, because the game's told it it's moved there. So that occurs, and then it completes the actual hand, and the fusion occurs after the open card is already activated. So the open card doesn't activate again, because this card's already moved into that space. And yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, I'm not someone who's really passionate about healthy foods and exercise and anything like that. I mean, yeah, everyone likes the idea of having a nicer body or whatever, but I'm not passionate enough for the benefits to outweigh the cons. It's like, you know, I spend all these hours a day. Like, I'm not complaining, like, I do have free time, but I spend all this time during the day preparing food, cooking it, eating it, and, then I'm just like, I do that for a week, and I'm just like, why? Why am I doing this? This is so not me. And, like, a lot of the motivation to do that sort of stuff is, like, me wanting to rectify that I usually am not good with that sort of thing, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. What I mean is, I've had a life where I've just never really took a lot of responsibility, like, even for, like, my own body. And, you know, doing that sort of stuff is like me trying to gain control over something. But then it's just like, I don't have control over it ultimately, because every time I attempt to do something, it just doesn't work out. And it's just like, well, you know what? It's like banging your head against a wall at that point. And yeah, like, it's pretty much, hey Metaler, pretty much what the Arbiter said. Like, whenever I make a decision that stemmed off of, I shouldn't be like this, then it's just not going to work out, because that's not really what you want to be like. No one wants to be a goddamn failure, like, you know, but, really doesn't make it easier either way. You know, I just feel like you could do better, obviously. And just, you know, even like now, I just have to be honest with you guys. I don't really want to play this game. I felt like, this is just another thing, so I guess while we're talking about it, I feel like some obligation to finish these starter deck playthroughs because it's something I've started. Yes, this is live. Hello, Christian. But it's just like, I know I don't have to play the game. So what happens is, let me go through the last few months, right? It's like, I know I don't have to play the game. I know I don't have an obligation to play this game. But at the same time, there are people who like watching this game be played. I don't know how to word everything, and it's like, I feel, the reason why I feel bad is because I say this shit every stream. I say it to a few people who are very understanding. A lot of the people during the stream will stay and talk over this sort of thing. But it's just like, we talk about overall the YouTube channel. Where am I going with this? It's just hard. Like, I'm just trying to formulate words here. It's just difficult because I don't know what to do really about anything. Let alone this channel, right? And so with the channel, it's like, well, you know, I'm just going to say it. And I know I'm not putting myself down on purpose here. I'm not saying this because I don't think I can make it. Or anything. I need a vacation. I mean, I didn't stream this game for months. You know, I felt like I had enough time and I could maybe go back to it and I might enjoy it. What was I talking about, though? Look, it's just heartbreaking. There's like, it's like a no-win situation. People are here primarily for the Duelist of the Roses. I know you guys say you like me for me. I appreciate it. And I do enjoy the company when I stream a different game and I see familiar faces there. It's really, really cool. It's just, when you go from having an audience, or like things are more active and the viewership's up, and then you hear a few people saying, you know, just do whatever, stream whatever, do what you want, which, you know, they mean sincerely. Then you stream a game like Gran Turismo or whatever, and there's like 3 viewers for 5 hours, and then no, you didn't. Hey, Black Lotus. Yeah, it has been a while. That's kind of what we're talking about now. And it's, you know what, these sorts of things, like what's going on right now, is actually what makes me feel anxious about streaming sometimes. Because I don't want to come back to a stream and people are waiting to see gameplay of Duels of the Roses, and then I just start talking about my life and my personal life and all this shit. And I know people could just tune out, like I don't, but it's just like, you know what? And I've said this before, like this Duels of the Roses isn't really what I truly am passionate about. You know, and it's like, when I'm talking to you guys, I feel like there's just something way more real, and, you know, a game, video games, whatever, could just wait. and just the whole, you know, black and white thinking and the splitting of alienating audiences is hard. It's like you got two families and you have to say goodbye to one, you know. It's actually kind of sad. Yo, that's probably just what we're going to be chatting about now, honestly. As I said before through the stream, I feel like an obligation to finish this, and I don't want to. So I think maybe at this point I'll probably make a video. Another fucking hour-long rambling video that, you know, people probably, not everyone will watch, explaining that I probably won't finish the starter deck playthroughs. We all know how the last couple ones ended up. Like, one of the streams, I just legit lost my shit. I just was legit so over it. And, like, I don't put two and two together, really. Guys, like, I'm like you, I mean this sincerely. There's always a lot going on in my head. You know, not being sure of yourself is one thing, and that... Like, I don't know what to do. So when you feel like you're not doing anything, and then you realize that you have something, which is my YouTube channel, then I feel like I have a sort of responsibility to do things with it. Hey, Neon Fuzz. Sorry, again, I'm sorry I'm not playing the game. I just don't know... if I really want to fucking play. Like, and I don't just mean on stream, I mean like again, period. I know that sounds really dumb, and I've said this 5 billion times before, but I can't even explain it in words, just me with this game. So, where do I start? Exactly, Sebastian. So why don't we just go from there? Because I seriously have like 50 things in my head I could say right now. Like, I think some people have no idea. Absolutely no idea about how I feel in relationship between YouTube and this game and myself. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, when a game like Elden Ring comes out and I'm ready to jump ship and play it, I might just think, fuck it, I'm just gonna be a Dark Souls or Elden Ring content creator now. Like, I know it's really abundant, but it's just like... Oh, man. Exxon, how's it going, dude? Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you for asking. I just have to say, I really have to say right now, before we move on, I really actually do appreciate that you guys come here and you're happy to talk about these things, and I really don't want to take it for granted. Because if I look back, you know, when I think about a good stream, is the only motivation to stream again. It is absolutely the only reason I come back to streaming is the interaction with you guys when it's positive. The interaction with not you guys, but just people coming in and being disruptive or just doing things that I don't like. That makes me not want to stream. And also creates other domino effects, such as me not liking myself, me hating myself because I was an asshole to people who just came in and wanted to talk about the game. But there's just so many goddamn problems. I would just love to do a whole video on every single wrong thing with the game, but all of that, doing a video on that would be such a solemn undertaking. It would be fucking orders of magnitude more than just streaming starter deck playthroughs of this game, which is already a chore, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, and it's like, pretty much, Sebastian. So, if I stream this game, it attracts viewership. And then, when the viewers are there, then this sort of things occurs. Whereas if I'm streaming Gran Turismo, no one's clicking on it in the first place. And again, it's like, it's not a complaint. No one has to watch me play that game. But it's the reason why I don't stream games like that as often. At the moment, I really don't have a good setup to stream Ratchet & Clank anyway. I can't really stream any other game right now except, like, I don't know, Divinity Original Sin 2, but I'm actually streaming now because I wanted to break from that game. I've been getting all the achievements for it. I've got 3 achievements left. And 2 of them involve playing as a dwarf, and I don't want to play as a dwarf. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll play this game another day. So yeah. At least you can still hang out with the old co-workers. That's something, because I left a toxic job. You know, a job that's like a toxic kind of relationship. And I can still see the people that I like. Some of them live quite far away, which is a real bummer. But like my best friend, pretty much of all my life, I met him at work. I don't even think he knows that I consider him like, you know, one of my best friend ever. Probably, but like we were roommates once. It was great fun, and we still hang out. He's like one of the only people that I see in real life. I'm quite a hermit, if I'm being honest. So that's good. What else could we talk about? I would just love to. Tying back to the whole Dulce of the Roses thing again. If I stream this game, I maybe get up to 70 viewers. Then if I'm just doing a chat or whatever, it dips down to like 20 to 40, depending on how, on what's going on. If I stream Gran Turismo, I have like a max of 5 to 10 viewers, and then if I do a chat like this, less than 5 to 10 people see it. So that's a difference. And I want to be heard. It's pointless to say stuff that like no one's really hearing you out. Another thing with that is like, if I'm just going to stream to like 1 to 3 people, I could just stream and voice chat someone in Discord, or, you know, text chat someone in Discord by alt-tabbing. So yeah. And yeah, back to... I'm just scrolling up again to read the comments. So yeah, hey Vintao again. Sorry if I missed you before, man. You know me, I always will recognize your name and enjoy your company. So yeah, Neon, like, I know another streamer, Ricky the Rixer. Maybe some people here actually know him. He reminds me a lot of me. I've never really talked about this because I'm not sure exactly if he feels exactly the same way that I do, but share a lot of frustration with, you know, you doing what you want to do and a lot of other people appropriating what you do for their own entertainment. So, like for example, he's speedrunning Ratchet & Clank, and there's a new Ratchet & Clank game coming out. So everyone's just going into him chat and everyone's just asking, oh, you're gonna play the new Ratchet & Clank? What do you think of the new Ratchet & Clank? Blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, people don't stop talking about it. It's like, you will have to, as a streamer, it's like, you're just sitting there in front of a screen, hoping that things don't piss you off, basically. That's just how it is. Because you don't know who's going to come into a chat. Just imagine if your front door was open, right, at your house, and people just walked in. You can't guarantee that people walking in aren't going to just start breaking your items, or like going into your fridge and taking your food and eating it. I know this sounds like a weird analogy, but it's like, everyone can come into your chat and people can just do whatever the hell they want. So, and you know, if you're streaming in a way that you take it quite seriously, it's kind of like your personal space and you want it to be the way you want it. And it becomes stressful because you have no control over what other people are saying. So when I stream and I see, oh, this game deserves a remake for the fucking 1000th time, I have no reaction, and I can't fake a reaction, you know? And that's just... It's not just about a remake or whatever, it's about basically every comment to do with the game at this point. It's about everything that has been said about this game, or could be said about this game, is just like, I'm over it. I really am, you know. What about podcasts? Well, again, it's like, who's going to listen to my podcast? I don't know. Okay, so if I'm doing anything that has nothing to do with Duels of the Roses... NC Lord moment, what do you mean? Anyways, if I'm making content that has nothing to do with Duels of the Roses, my reach is throttled. My reach is just absolutely throttled. And, it's like starting from scratch anyway, and it's... So, this is why I haven't really been able to make a decision. The main thing that stops me from changing content is I can't go back to Duels of the Roses after I change content. It will just not really work out. That's not 100% true. But imagine this, right? I change what content I'm making, the channel blows up, and I'm getting like fucking tens of thousands of people watching regularly. And then one day I'm like, nah, I'm just going to stop that, and I'm just going to start making Duels of the Roses content again. And none of the people who are watching me is going to care. You know what I mean? So, there's something inside me that wants to say every possible little thing about this game before moving on. Oh yeah, I get you, Sebastian. And I feel bad as well, because like I don't want to shit talk people that, you know, come in and enjoy my... I'm not saying I am or we are shit talking, but like... You know, like, there are people who come in enthusiastically and they say that they like the content, and then they say stuff like that, and I'm just like... Ah, oh, man, you know what I mean? It's like your friend bought this unicorn shirt and they're telling you it's cool, and you're just like, dude, no, it's not. No, you're not stirring shit, Pucho. It's fine. You guys will know when I'm angry. You will know when I'm angry. I am actually 100% calm right now, if I'm being honest. I know I'm real talking, but this is like 1% of my real talk power. And again, yeah, Arbiter, that's the other problem as well. It is the nature of the content. Like, this is nobody's fault. It's not the viewer's fault. It certainly isn't my fault. And that actually... It makes it a lot more stressful, because it's absolutely no one's responsibility to fix things about this interaction or interactions with the channel that I don't like. They just happen. And the problem is with the content and with the game, there's a lot of things that... Like, to be diplomatic about this, I feel bad. It's like, let's change the music. I don't know, I can't hear it, so it doesn't bother me, but maybe you guys want to hear a different music for a bit. I don't know, you probably like that music, but that music's probably been playing for like 20 minutes now. What was I even talking about? God damn it. I'll read some old comment again. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up to chat, because I went back. Yeah, so, problem with Yu-Gi-Oh! Content is... People... They just love, eat, sleep, and breathe Yu-Gi-Oh! To a point where all they're interested in is just like Blue Eyes White Dragon and Dark Magician and upgrades of Dark Magician and shit like that. And it's literally like the people, a lot of people, like, the people who come to Duels of the Roses for the whole old school Yu-Gi-Oh thing is the exact sort of people that I'm not making videos for at all. I'm literally, like, for me, Duels of the Roses, it has, like, nothing to do with Yu-Gi-Oh apart from the fact that it uses Duels of the Roses monsters. It's the, like, to me... It's just coincidental that I played this game. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, I was a little kid, and I would watch TV in the morning before I went to school. And, you know, it was broadcasting Yu-Gi-Oh! So I liked Yu-Gi-Oh! And I had a PS2, and I liked my PS2. And then I saw a PS2 Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, and I asked for it for Christmas. And then I got it, and I played it. And then I stopped caring about Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it turned to GX and I was, you know, growing out of it. But I still had my PS2, obviously. I wasn't going to chuck it out or throw my games away. I still had my PS2, and I only would have had like 3 games at the time for like most of the early 2000s. So I just kept playing this game. And I kept playing this game on and off. I would come back to it. Back when nobody really knew like anything about the game, there was a lot more to discover, and it was more exciting than before, you know, you psychoanalyze everything and there's nothing to be surprised about anymore. So yeah, I come back to playing that, and honestly, as a kid, I never played much strategy games or anything with like any role-playing elements. I know that's bold, this game isn't really that crazy, but you know, I played a lot of like action game shooters, so this game was a way for me to break that up. And then was it 2016? I think it was 5 years ago at this point. So when I was 20 years old, fuck, it's such a time trip, man. I noticed that the perpetual problem of this game is that virtually everyone who's playing it knows fuck all about it. I'm not saying that to be smug. I just think that's a bad thing, and it's the game's fault. It's the developer's fault. Well, it's not. It is, but it isn't. Obviously, the developers would have been stressed out of their minds trying to produce this game, and they would have fucked something up beyond the developer's control. But the fact is, nobody knew like anything about this game that they should have known. The information was out there, but nobody knew anything. So I would upload videos, you know, because the most viewed tutorial of the game on YouTube was Underlord Tico's 3-in-a-row strategy, where he doesn't even mention you can get bonus slot leader abilities. I'm just like people really would be watching this video in 2020. They will find this game, they will not know how to get rare cards, they want to get 3 in a row, so they watch that tutorial and they will waste hours of their life not even doing things optimally, because nobody knows anything about the game. For one of the Underlord Tico videos, he says this, and it's funny because it's true, but he has like a low-level deck leader, and he just always like packs these like broken cards into his deck. That's like every deck build he does. Bless him, but his decks aren't very imaginative. So he does that. And then he says, I don't have deck leader abilities because they're useless. And it's just like, no, they're not useless. They're only useless by virtue that you don't need them to beat the game. But if it was easier to get leader abilities, and everyone knew about them, and it was transparent in the game, everyone would be talking about them. Because what do people like doing in these games? They like building decks. They like feeling powerful, you know? And there's just all this shit in the game nobody knows about because they fuck things up. And I'm just sitting here. It's like I'm trapped in this soundproof glass, and everyone around me is playing this game that I wish I could tell them more about, and just completely ignorant to a lot of the things in the game by no fault of anyone's. And so I just thought I would make some videos talking about the game, so that people had a better resource of just information of the game. I don't know why it took me so long to I don't know why it took me so long to say that. Anyways, I'm just fucking rambling at this point. I don't even know what the analogy was. Making my own game for fun. What's fun about that? Especially when you have no knowledge of programming. How do I even start? I'll be honest, every now and then I think about what would be a cool game. And you know, I have ideas. Of course I have ideas. But it's a massive undertaking. How the hell am I supposed to make a game when I didn't even fucking graduate high school? Like, I can barely make my bed most days, let alone, you know, become as organized to do something that big. Like, it's ridiculous. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, why isn't Slifer the Sky Dragon in the game? Like, I know, it's... Everyone talking about, like, the god cards in the game. It's just like... Fuck your god cards. Like... What if the god cards were in the game? I don't know, it would still be shit, but you'd be able to play god cards? Like, what the fuck does anyone want me to say? Yeah, so, okay, well, what I was talking about, there was a time in my life where I wasn't doing anything with meaning, and I basically, when the channel picked up and started gaining subscribers, it was like a responsibility, and it was something that, you know, obviously you guys know me, mental health history and all that. There's just like periods of my life where this channel was the only thing that meant anything to me. So if anyone's wondering why I have some sort of attachment to the channel or the game, or why I get so frustrated over things not going my way, that's why. It's like there was a period of time in my life where I wasn't doing anything. I didn't even know if I was going to make it to the age that I am now. And a lot of when I was started to open up about what was going on in the situation. And I started to realize that there's people like you guys who actually care about what I have to say apart from the game. And that really kept me going. So, I know you guys will say, like, don't feel an obligation to play this or whatever, but I just innately do. I almost feel like I had a goddamn blood pact with this game. You know what I mean? And yeah, I don't really know if I want to get into game development at all. Like, I've heard plenty of stories. It's just not... It's really not what you idealize it to be, and truthfully, nothing in life is what you idealize it to be. The more expectations you have of something, you just kind of set yourself up for disappointment. I know that sounds kind of cynical, but... I mean, you can still enjoy things. But, like... You know, I just think it's bigger than me. Designing a game is just bigger than me and what I can do. Which is why I made the Redux mod. This was basically... This was my once-in-a-lifetime chance to play that game designer role. The thing is, Dom, there are other games, like, not exactly like this, but I mean... If you think about what this game is, right, it's like a role-playing game without role-playing game elements. I know that sounds stupid, but it's a turn-based strategy game. You collect cards as you go along, but there's no depth to it. If you play a game like Divinity Original Sin 2, sure, it's not exactly the same, but the turn-based combat, not necessarily deck building, but building your character, that is like 1/10 of that game, and it's already better than this. What's absolutely a thing? Sorry, yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm not saying I feel bad or down about myself, but I'm really, not qualified to do that sort of thing. What's the deal with the Monster Eye deck? I don't know, I'm just not really playing the game. I'm just kind of chatting. Let's just change the title. Yeah, look, I'm really sorry to disappoint everyone who comes for Doors of the Roses stuff, but I just can't do it, you know? I honestly felt like I was about to fall asleep until we started talking about real life stuff. And then I felt better again. You know, I don't know, I just feel like something matters, you know what I mean? I feel like there's a reason, or what I'm doing isn't a waste of time. Yeah, because I feel bad. Someone probably click on the video, see that I'm not playing for 20 minutes and be like, oh, you actually playing the game? And I'm like, nah, sorry, and I just waste their time. Yeah, I've done that with Dota, Vintower, and I played every now and then, but it's like purely out of boredom. I don't play with friends anymore. Pretty much all the friends that I know just stop playing these games, and I don't blame them whatsoever. I am actually, honestly, a bit embarrassed that I still play. I don't have to be, but it's like, in my head, it's... Every time I play that game, it's the same shit. It's the same shit, and I feel like... Not embarrassed other people seeing me as a Dota player and judging me, but embarrassed for myself that I know that game's not that great to play, and I play it anyway. Yeah, I play Dota. I still do. And yeah, Neon, like, it's way too much for what I want to do. And if I'm being honest, I think the only strength that I have is ideas, but everyone's got ideas, and it never actually ends up being what you want it to be. I also don't have any reputation whatsoever to even attempt to start a kickback or anything like this, so it's just like, you know what, I'll let someone else make a goddamn game, you know what I mean? I'll just let someone else do it. So yeah. What's my MMR? 4.4? Yeah, I'm like Ancient 5. I remember I was like, I don't know, a couple games off of getting Divine. Hey Jordan. What's up? Jordan. It's the first time I've actually seen that name spelt that way. Fun fact, I was actually meant to be named Jordan, but I wasn't. I actually don't mind the name Jordan. If I was named Jordan, I probably wouldn't like it as much, but I actually like the name Jordan. Used to like the chains, dude. I don't know who that was. Banned? Who got banned? Sorry, I need to... Oh, yeah. Yeah, why was it banned in Brazil? I don't really know if I want to play Dota with friends, because it just makes you hate your friends. Like, those games are bad. Those games make you hate your friends, and I hate that feeling. Like, I would reminisce about playing Dota with my friends, and we all reinstalled it and played, and none of us was enjoying it, and we all uninstalled. I eventually, you know, reinstalled. Someone else reinstalled just to play Custom Hero Chaos. It's not even actual Dota. And someone else, he was, like, properly done with the game. And, you know, he had ambitions to do other things. And then he came back to it. He had the itch for it. But after weeks, he just cold turkey stopped playing, and I was just like, yeah, it's like that, isn't it? You know, and we're just like, it's just, none of us are enjoying it. Melee's a game I probably will never play. Never been a massive Super Smash Bros. Fan. And, like, if I'm being honest, in my world, in my realm, it's a casual game. I know people take it very seriously. I know it's very competitive, but I'm not going to play to be competitive. So, yeah. Going into a game where everyone's competitive and you're not, it's shit. What is Peruvian what? Filled with Nino what? What are you saying? If you're talking shit, man, you can't be doing that. Play Fortnite. You know what? At least it would be something different than this, but no, I'm not playing that game. Yeah, chat's good. I wish I could put something more interesting on the screen here. What if I have, like, background footage? I've got limited background footage. Ugh. Yeah, no. Fuck. Dwarf Fortress, I've actually never played that, and I don't think I'm going to. Plus, like, are the whole roguelike things, like, you die and that's it, you gotta start again? I'm not really sure if that's my thing. LSD Dream Emulator. Well, that game costs like fucking $300 or something. Probably would not play that on stream. If I played it offline, it'd probably be with like my old roommate. Would be something that he would be interested in playing. Watching E3? Absolutely not. Have I ever played MMO? I've never actually played an MMO. I tried Final Fantasy XIV once when like it became A Realm Reborn. And I couldn't get into it. I think games like that, it takes a long time to get into. And it's make or break for me. Like, the only new game that I've actually played since Dark Souls 3 was Divinity Original Sin 2. It takes me a long time to just get into stuff. Hi bodies, hi Nicholas. Sim game like SimCity. I don't even know how much I like sim games. I play Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, but I don't know. I think my imagination wears off on me sometimes. The Sims. Yeah, I played The Sims 2. I mean, obviously The Sims is a sim game, but it feels a bit different to, like, SimCity and stuff like that. Yep, he says that. I don't think anyone's noticed what this guy says when you lose to him, because no one's probably lost to him, unless they played Redux. Divinity custom campaigns? I have not. Maybe one day I will. I'm just trying to finish the achievements in that game. I have to do the two... I have 3 achievements left. Nice. Tetris and Dr. Mario. That Super Nintendo, the multi-cart, that is... Ugh, what a cart. I love that thing. Grew up with that. It was probably one of the first games that I would have ever played or seen on the screen. And then my mom and my aunt actually swapped Nintendos. So we had the 64 and the aunt had the Super Nintendo. So for just years and years in a row, at Christmas when we went to aunt's, all they had in the big bedroom, not bedroom, why did I say that? The big living room was one of those CRT TVs and a Super Nintendo. And pretty much all we played was Super Mario World, the Donkey Kong Country games, and Tetris and Dr. Mario. You had the record? I don't believe it. Nah, I believe it. I'll believe you. You had to go through and lose to every AI for the ripping project I did. What, to rip the dialogue? I don't know. I mean, sometimes I just surrender to the AI to get reincarnation. So yeah. And yeah, Titan. Yeah, that's what a friend was introducing me to the game, and I was like, I wanted to give it a go. I was looking for a new game, but I don't know, if I'm not really looking for a new game to play or I haven't anticipated it, it's hard to just do that, to rip the portraits. Oh yeah, did you notice that Mai and Pegasus have 5 fingers? Because they do. 5 fingers. They just do. They do that. Yeah, you suck. And they have 5 fingers. else would be up? Yeah, a lot of the role-playing games, any game with role-playing elements has like such a slow startup that it's like either I just won't get into a game or by the time I realize I'm fully into it, and that was the case with Divinity Original Sin 2. Hi, Rizal. Hey, Justin. What's up? Yeah, so in this stream, we're basically talking about, or I'm basically talking at myself to you guys about how I'm kind of over the game. Obviously, I felt this way for a long time, on and off, and it's just hard to say goodbye to, like, being known for something and just changing like that. It's really difficult. So I've just never really made the decision on to do it. It's like Diablo. Yeah, it's like it's a CRPG, so computer RPG, like Diablo and all that stuff, but the combat is turn-based, so it's actually quite different. So if you like Diablo and you like this game, you should definitely play Divinity Original Sin 2. I would actually recommend anyone who actually likes this game to play Divinity Original Sin 2, because this game really feels like a sad joke after playing a game like that. It really does. Play Hearthstone? Nah. Hearthstone's like Magic the Gathering for brainlets. Is that why you said I should play it? You call me a brainlet now. Damn. Damn. Rough. How long would it take to do a normal playthrough of Divinity Original Sin 2? Honestly, like 100 to 200 hours on your first playthrough. I will say this though, buy the game when it's heavily discounted, and then you will get all of your value out of the first main act. Then if you're still feeling it, the second act is like the best. And then it falls off after that. So what you can do is buy the game discounted and just play it until you get bored of it, and you'll get your value out of it, even without finishing the game, which is why I like it. Like, I would seriously, if that game's like $10 or cheaper, I seriously say it's worth that for the first act. And the first of the 4 acts in Divinity Original Sin 2, it actually feels a lot like a tabletop game. Not like exactly like Dungeons and Dragons, but it has that, it just has that vibe, and the numbers are similar and all that. So yeah. Do you have to pay for Divinity? You're damn right. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if this surprises you guys at this point. Some of it won't, because I probably said this a million times by now, but I don't even really like card games that much. I'm not entirely sure what drew me to watch, wait. I just wanted to change the music. I'm not entirely sure what drew me to like Yu-Gi-Oh in the first place. It just would have been the time slot it was on. I don't know. I really don't know. But then when I did watch it, I liked it more and more and more. So it's just one of those things as a kid, you like something for a second, and then you ask like for a DVD, and then you get that, and then that's your only DVD, so you just watch that over and over and over and over again. I played Magic the Gathering? No. I played Hearthstone? No. This might surprise you, but there's actually one game that I know how to play, and it's Duel Masters. I'm not even kidding. But this is only because I played the game that's actually accurate to how it plays in real life. So yeah. Why don't we actually just do this? Hey, it's me. And then turn the music on. Let's Here we go. So now the music will mix up. The music will change up and do all that. This looks bad. The lighting is not vibing with me. So that's when you get your trusty AliExpress or Amazon or whatever light. This thing's so cheaply made. I never played it. I never even watched the Duel Masters show. That was like worse than Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. It was just like, you know something's bad when you're like 8 years old and you think it's lame. Shine. I summon you to shine. Yeah, there we go. It's a bit too bright though. It's blinding me. I can change the color of it too. Yellow. That's white. Yellow. Blue. Okay. Alright. Am I really cute though, Ryan? That's the thing. Maybe. Why'd I move Senpai from my name? Oh, story time. I love questions. Guys, please ask me questions so I have content to talk about. So I only ever put Senpai in my name because when they, back when I started, I wanted to upload and had a YouTube account. It was like a Google account. That's when, you know, YouTube merged Google accounts and YouTube accounts, or they tried to. I don't know exactly how all that went, but I literally had to enter a first name and a last name, and I wasn't able to just use an alias at this point. So I just put the first name as Clovis, because I wanted my account name to be Clovis. And then I had to put something in the last, the surname box. And I didn't know what I wanted to put there, so I just put Senpai. That's literally it. Like, I don't even watch anime or anything. I could have put any word in there. I could name myself Clovis Person, and it just wouldn't have made a difference. Isn't it fucking hot outside? No. It's actually pretty cool. Remember, it's Southern Hemisphere. It is winter here. It is 12 degrees Celsius, which is 54 Fahrenheit. Yep. Cool. Last time I had my hair cut. Good question. I've only had it trimmed like 2 times in the past 5-6 years, I think. Yeah, I'd say 6. I started growing it out after I was 18, and I've had long hair since 19 or 20 years old, so I probably had long hair for like 5 years now. You need a couple years of hair growth before it's actually long. You gotta get through the crappy stage where it's like here, and it always like lands in your face and stuff. It's worse at this length because you literally get like stabbed by the end of your hair. It's so bad. Plus my hair looks absolutely dismal right now. It's clean, but it doesn't look like it because I've not done anything to it. You can see all the flyaway hairs and everything. But who cares? Who cares? Right? Alright, so what else? It would be really cool if I made some individual field soundtracks. That stuff's already been uploaded, hasn't it? Or has it not? I probably won't upload those videos, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even think they're that good anyway. You're kind of on the crappy face, oh shit. That is not what you want. But yeah, the crap, it's the hardest part of growing your hair, but once that's done, you'll thank yourself. Trust me, you will thank yourself. I've played Mega Man Battle Network, no. Someone, was it you? Someone in my chat at some point was like trying to tell me about that game. What is it? It's not even Mega Man, isn't it? It's like something else. But it's... Does that make sense? It's not Mega Man, but it is. It's like, you know, when a Mario game isn't actually a Mario, like a platformer. You know what I mean? whole having to buy a card aspect sucks, but the games are fun. I'm surprised all these card games aren't just digital now, because they can still earn money. I mean, that's been proven time and time again by loot boxes and all that stuff. It would be pretty hard to go from physical to digital, and it would kind of obsolesce all the physical stuff. But I think if anyone wants to start a new trading card game, they have to do it online at this point. Or make a video game that is a trading card game. I think it's the way to go about it. And this isn't just me being like, oh, we gotta save the trees and burn less paper. It's just, it just doesn't make sense. Never Lie Noel, how's it going? I hope you never lied, otherwise your name would be false. Wouldn't mind growing long hair. If you want to do it, I recommend it. I always wanted to grow long hair, and I never did. And I regretted it, so I did it. And it just makes me wonder why I didn't do it earlier. Because if I was a more confident self years and years earlier before I grew my hair out, I maybe would have gained some sort of other advantage out of that. Arbiter, welcome to Immortal. So that means if you die, you will leave Crush. So don't do anything dangerous if you've got like family members around you with more than 1500 attack points. It'd be very, very bad. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for the subs. Again, I feel bad because I don't know what's going on in the next few months of the channel. And the last few months of the channel has been like you guys have said to have a break, but I've kind of been on a break for a while now, maybe since March, where the only content I've done is kind of just like me talking about stuff. I think I did like there's only like one video I've done in the last 3 months that I really actually sat there and edited like a traditional video on the game, and that was the hidden card one. But then I'm just like, I don't think that the standard of the videos I'm making needs to be high unless the videos I'm making actually matter. So maybe I should pick a topic of conversation that matters a lot more than Duels of the Roses, so I can apply myself a bit more, because I'll heavily edit a Duels of the Roses video and then it bombs, like it doesn't get a lot of views, and it's not just to do with the content of the video, it's a lot of different factors check in, like what the thumbnail's like and the title to get the clicks, how relevant the topic is to work with, and those factors in the first place. And so yeah, I'll heavily edit a video and it just bombs, and then I upload like a hour-long video of me just talking about random shit, and then it gets like thousands of views, and I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, why bother heavily editing a video if I'm just gonna fucking, if no one's gonna see it, and then I just talk in front of a camera and people watch it and people enjoy it. Makes you not want to edit videos or put in the efforts that normally is required to edit a video. Run around, talk to people, get random encounters and do battles. So I guess that's a role-playing game, right? I guess it's like an action RPG. I don't know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna play Mega Man Battle Network, because I can barely play games that are in my Steam library that I was interested in at some point in time. So, yeah. Sorry about that, but I'm probably not gonna play that. I think someone else tried to tell me about that, and I'm just like, man, I really don't like Mega Man as much as you do, so it doesn't sound as lucrative to me to play a Mega Man Battle Network as you. But yeah. Konami's planning to make Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links but using the current Master Rule set. They really should, because then everyone will start playing again, or at least give it a go. And this isn't my words, but I'm just thinking, right, you've got, imagine people in their 20s living out the normie life. They're starting to become a parent and get a family. These people don't really want to go out and buy themselves, like, you know, trading cards and all this stuff from their childhood again. On the contrary, everyone at home has TV, gaming consoles, and, you know, playing games are pretty much... If you play a game, you play a game. You know, unless you... I don't think anyone's going to judge you what game you're playing unless you're, like, deliberately playing, like, Barbie games as, like, a 40-year-old man or something like that. So you can buy, and again, realistically, like this stuff, Yu-Gi-Oh was big 15, 20 years ago. So everyone who liked it as a kid, they're now 20 to 30 years old, who likely now have money because they're older, they're an adult, they work, presumably have some form of income. And especially with the pandemic, you know, a lot of people are spending time inside. So really, instead of, like, what they should just do right now, I think it's just the best time to pull the trigger and make everything digital. So yeah. Have I ever played Earthbound? I actually did briefly and I couldn't get into it. It's a game that I have a lot of respect for when I look at it and what I... like what I've heard of it and how it would play out, and I would probably really enjoy it if it was like I just randomly played it as a teenager. It probably would have been my favorite game ever. But I tried going back to playing it, and I just didn't really enjoy it as much. So yeah. Yeah, they always do that with Yu-Gi-Oh! And really they should. Because truthfully, the cultural relevance of stuff, it's changed now to what it used to be. Back then, like public broadcast TV, that determined what everyone saw. Because it wasn't as convenient to just watch the internet back then. It wasn't convenient at all. Like, having access to the internet overall was like, you know, it cost you a lot of money to just have a computer, and your internet sucked, so everyone was just watching TV. So, you know, in the 2000s, this is why everything from, like, the anime that was broadcast everywhere, stuff like Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, why they're so popular, wrestling as well. Like, people don't know the names of wrestlers now because it's not culturally relevant. No one's sitting there watching TV and eagerly awaiting wrestling to start up. It's just because it's changed. Like, not everyone has their eyes on the TV and absorb everything from a TV now, you know? It's just the environment's played out completely differently. So, when it comes to making new Yu-Gi-Oh! Making new Yu-Gi-Oh! With all these weird hairstyles and all this stuff, it's not anymore, or, like, it doesn't do anything for anyone that something completely different executed the same way wouldn't do. But when you talk about Dark Magician or Blue Eyes White Dragon, like, these are things that have been established in people's minds. From their childhood, people have been conditioned to, like, think of these things as relics, basically, and they mean something psychologically to millions of people around the world. You know, why would you focus on fucking Yusei or whatever the hell? Nobody knows that guy. You talk to anyone around our age, they will tell you they know they've heard of Yu-Gi-Oh! They will not be able to name any character apart from Yugi or Seto or Joey, you know, maybe Pegasus, maybe Mai if they were into that. I don't know, but yeah, they watch me instead. All 40 people in the world, apparently. Is it still 40? No, it's not. 28. Of course it drops down. It's just inevitable. What can you do? How far into Earthbound did I get? Not far at all. Honestly, I don't even know what it was called, but I will guarantee it was not far at all. Like, it was probably still... I don't know. Like, you start around this mountain or something, and then you go down, there's a town. I was still in that town. Hacked or banned. Especially stupid bots banning. You could lose everything. Well, look, if a war breaks out and things get EMP'd, people lose things anyway. No, truthfully, I think things going digital, like, I understand the risks of it, and I understand why people are apprehensive about it, but truthfully, it's just like, is something catastrophically bad actually, like, realistic? Should we just not pursue anything digitally because there's a risk that the world's servers could be bombed? Like, that doesn't make sense. Hey, Ali. Yeah, Super GX. And that's the thing, like, if you grew up and Yu-Gi-Oh! GX was on TV, you would be like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever. And you would be like, no, I don't want that old shit, the season before it or whatever. But it's just like, as time goes on, there's less people watching TV in general and more people just playing on their consoles or on their tablet or phone or whatever. And at this point, you know, what's a weird take? Anyways, are you talking about the GX take? Someone liking GX? Yeah, wow, what a weird take. But like, oh man, I just remember being like 10 years old and just every single... There's only one boy in the class that didn't know what wrestling was, and that's because he actually didn't have cable TV, which, that's fine. But basically everyone had it. And every single boy in the class knew the wrestlers and the most popular wrestlers and everything. To a point where even that one guy that couldn't watch their TV, he knew those people. And he would talk about those people with us. He would ask about it. And every now and then, you know, if he would, hang out at each other's house, he would see it on the TV because it was just on. But now, kids don't do that. They interact on their phones, their tablets. And this isn't a complaint. This is not me being a boomer. This is absolutely fine. But it's just like, less kids give a shit about TV shows like New Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they've already been occupied with other things that are more culturally relevant, like video games at this point, and things that are more interactive. When you consider, you know, fads like the toys as an interactive experience, ultimately, a lot of these things like Pokemon and yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! They're all designed to make money off of this product, like a toy or whatever. But at this point, there's this gap in the middle that's been completely removed by everyone just playing a video game and their tablet is a toy in the first place. So you just have Fortnite installed, and again, I know this is not every single person in the world plays, but let's say, I don't know, like a 14-year-old kid just has a laptop with Minecraft installed in it. They just already have that in their house. They don't need to spend all these other resources on buying like all these cards and keeping up to date with the new cards and finding people to play with and finding people to trade with, socializing if they're like an anxious person. There's just all these things that they don't need to worry about anymore. So like, you know what I mean? Why bother still making card games? It's gone. Like, it's a thing of the past. I'm not talking about the concept of a card game. I just mean physical, collectible card games. I know it's a hobby for some people. I'm not saying nobody should do it. There's always going to be a market for that. But, you know what I mean? I just think digital things have such a benefit over physical things almost all the time. And it feels weird growing up that way because I had a pretty early... it's a Nokia E63 phone with a keypad on it. And that, to me, was like my mini computer. I always loved my electronics and always spent a lot of time on computer and the internet. So, I had this device that I would just talk to friends online from around the world. Discord wasn't even a thing back then. Holy shit. You know, use like a mobile Steam to talk to people. Like, no joke. And then realizing now that people are just in a world where that is the thing and it's 50 times more convenient than me using that touchpad phone. People are just like, you don't even think about it. But like, just everyone growing up now just already has phones because it's so convenient for parents to afford to buy deals for their kids to have a phone, and then they install a mobile game on this phone and they're all set. Yeah, Pokemon is massive, but that's because they stayed culturally relevant through video games and also a massive mobile game. Pokemon Go did a lot for them. And because they know how to stay relevant, they won't die. Yu-Gi-Oh! I think is a bit different. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a lot more likely to die within our lifetime than Pokemon is. So yeah. Was it really Neon? Because it's not that I don't believe that, I just don't know if it's 100% true, because you could say a lot of shit about Apple, they do a lot of this stuff, and I know about planned obsolescence and all that, 100% agree it's true. In your opinion, okay, well, I mean, like, it probably is correct anyway, it's just what people, like, companies do now. I saw a Veritasium video, and apparently, basically the gist of it is something that probably people already know. It's obvious I don't need to say it. But it talks about light bulb manufacturers, that they purposely manufactured light bulbs to expire after a certain amount of time so that people would buy more. Because the worst product you could sell someone is one that they never need to talk to you or interact or give you any money after they have the product. Because then they're a one-off customer, they're not a repeat customer. So this is why everyone now, you know, phones or electronics, obviously electronics improve as they get faster. So you will have to buy a new computer every 10 years or whatever, like if you're a PC user. But for phones, like, the batteries die and the apps slow down over time. Like, it degrades in a way that's kind of doesn't need to be like that. You know, it's not like it's not like it just gets outdated. It's actually, it itself is less, it's like worse than it was when you first got it. Like, that's bad. But yeah, it seems like the perfect product, right, for a consumer. To have a product that never breaks and you never have to buy it, never have to insure it or anything like that. But for a company, they don't get any money from it after it. So if you imagine the entire world has a light bulb that never blows out, you can't sell a light bulb anymore. You just can't. Because no one needs one. So yeah. Yep, making things non-repairable, like can't replace a battery, stuff like that. A lot of laptops are huge culprits. A lot of people make laptops so you can't modify them. So instead of upgrading the RAM, you have to buy a new one, an entire new laptop. So yeah. Was that the analogy I was going to use? I don't know exactly what I was going to say. My brain's very muddied, rather. But yeah, you guys get my point. You guys totally get my point. Like, yeah, things break anyway if you neglect them, but things back a while ago used to be built to last, and they're just kind of not now. Obviously, there's still a market for that and some good brands, but the unfortunate thing is the brands that don't do scummy stuff like that go out of business. I think this happened not too long ago, actually. The brand Sennheiser sold their name to another company, and it's because they weren't making enough money, and they weren't making enough money because they were doing things that were good for the consumer. And it's a shame, you know. Like, you buy a pair of Sennheisers, you know, they're kind of, you can argue you can get better value for the price for sure, but they're decent headphones. I've used them before, not right now, but I have used them, and they last a while. If you take care about them, you will have a pair for life. But then you've bought your ideal Sennheiser headphones, you're not buying headphones anymore. Not until they break. You're not going to be buying anything from Sennheiser anymore. So yeah. RIP Sennheiser. Sennheiser brand name is still alive, it's just the company had to sell off to someone else. So then they're... I forget exactly who it was, but it's actually like a very dedicated, like, proper hearing company that know a lot about acoustics and everything. So they're in good hands and everything, but it's just, you know, Sennheiser literally had to sell their company because they weren't making shit that breaks, forcing people to rebuy it and give them that extra income that other companies do that, you know, brands like Apple and everything. Apple even do things like Sea of Intel, thanks for hanging out, by the way. It's good to see you. iPhones literally come in different colors. Just so you gotta, Apple fans, they gotta buy the new one, or else it's not in fashion anymore. You have to buy the rose gold iPhone, or else you're gonna be the one who has the old iPhones, because apparently people really care about that sort of thing, which is interesting. But this shit works ultimately. As much as we could all agree it's probably stupid. Like, companies literally sell products by making their older products seem bad or worse or old, like they need to be replaced. So, it's all psychological tricks. I mean, literally, and the whole fucking world is a psychological trick. It's so weird. I mean, because after all, it's human-centric, so it makes sense. But, yeah. This all started, I think, GMC Motors. Well, actually, I think the story goes back to Ford. They wanted to just sell people the one car, that's all they needed for their life. But then they couldn't sell a car to someone twice. So eventually, General Motors started releasing cars in different colors. So you would feel an incentive to buy the new one. So it was fresh, a new car. While your old one would be, the old car. And it's a shame, right? Yeah, status symbols, it's always great, isn't it? It's always great. Probably sounds like I'm farting when I do that. That's my chair. Sorry. Also, it almost looks like I have like a black demon elf ear. Wait, there it is. Whenever I move this way, that's pretty cool. Capitalizing on Vigo, and yeah, it works, and it works now more than ever because of social media. But that's probably a conversation I don't really need to state the obvious in. You know, I'm pretty sure we all know how the world works now to the extent of social media and connectivity. So yeah. I'm not really entirely sure what the next point of discussion is, by the way, so it's probably my responsibility as a streamer to do that, but feel free to raise a point. Mechanical keyboard community, yep. I own a mechanical keyboard. You want to see it? You want to see it? What's next? Yeah, we can talk about hardware and all that. I'm a fan of hardware. So. Yeah, there is some strange culture to it, I will say that. There's a lot to a lot of things. Guitar culture is very funny as well. And it's so funny to me, like, someone arguing with me why, like, pedal boards, like, actual, I'll show you my keyboards in a second, I just want to finish this bit. Like, guitar pedals, effects pedals. People are arguing, like, having a whole rack of hardware, like a dozen pedals, is better than, what's it called? Like, just digital stuff. But it's like, people are really fighting for their life, for their soul, to justify that they have all this hardware for their passion, and this is what they believe, and it's just like, you can argue all you want, but the fact is, you're spending way more money than you need to for what you want, just because you feel like you need that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I feel bad, because like, yeah, do what makes you happy, but at the same time, you're spending thousands of dollars on hardware you don't need. If you buy one digital audio workstation, it's just got all these onboard sounds you can tailor to have whatever effects you want on your guitar. So, you know, why buy these expensive pedals? You're basically just buying them so you can act like you're better than other people. So yeah, sorry. So yeah. My keyboard, you guys want to see my mechanical keyboard? That's it. Doesn't it look amazing? It is mechanical though. There you go. Typed a message for you. How do you get Zodi's right? I don't fucking know. One of three ways. It's either a 3 in a row, a password, or a reincarnation. So try those. Switch to a keyboard for RSI reasons. Switched from what? What's the H? HHKB. I thought it was like a brand of... What the fuck? Happy Hacking Keyboard. Okay, okay. Kinesis Advantage? What? Is this a thing that is not... You said he switched to a keyboard. What did he switch from? Oh yeah, I've seen this on Linus Tech Tips. Yeah, I've seen this thing. I would never use that. Honestly, I wouldn't. For me, what lacks ergonomics on a keyboard is you don't have an actual arm rest. I never used the palm rest. I never need one. I don't even use the things, whatever you call them. That thing, I never use those. I never use them. I used to always use them, but I just never use them. Nikita, how's it going? What's up? So I'll tell you a funny story, actually, why I stopped using those. One time, one just broke off. So I just stopped using it, and then I got used to it. That's the story. That's it wasn't that good. But yeah, that's it. Linus sex tips. Ooh. Oof. And yeah, I am streaming. I was streaming the game, and then I was like, you know what? I actually don't fucking like this game. I just don't like playing it anymore. So yeah. We're just here now. It's great, right? I had all this time where I was waiting to get something like decor-wise for the background of a stream, and now I'm just like, nah, I don't want to stream this game anymore. I don't regret getting this thing though, because, you know, it's always a part of... The game's always going to be a part of my life anyway. Legit has RSI. Every now and then I've actually had pretty scary, close moments to RSI. Like, specifically, you have the same fingers numb and everything, and... luckily, I don't have major problems. I try to do, like... Just in general, I try to move my hands a lot. I mean, I naturally do it anyway, because I've got that Italian gene that I gotta move my hands. Sort of thing, but yeah. They're split ergonomics, like, I wouldn't be able to get used to it, because there'll just be the one time where I want to use my left hand for a key that's just on the right side, and I'm just like, fuck. Pulled your back out, fuck that. Oh my god. What exercise were you doing for that to happen? Pretty good crack. Is it that good? What? I'm glad you're enjoying it either way, but I hope that's not a problem. I just passively learned to touch type over using a keyboard. I never learned how to do it properly. I actually remember I think the oldest computer we had, there was a touch typing program that I stumbled on as a kid. It was on the desktop, or I was looking for some other game. And I had no idea what it was trying to tell me to do. It was like trying to get you to spell words, and the whole point is like, you know, you're supposed to do it without looking. So it's just one of those things, you know, where you don't know what's going on as a kid, which is why it's so funny. So it took me like a minute to spell like a 4-letter word, just looking and like, yeah. And then it said like, it would have said something like, your goal is 2 seconds. Like, your time was 2 minutes or something like that. So funny. Yeah, it would be the heavy bags. Push-ups wouldn't do that to you if you didn't already have a problem with your back. There's just no way. At what point do deck leaders get abilities? I have done an entire video on this. Let me try and locate that for you. Should be it. Okay. Just watch that video. Safe type. What was I saying? I don't even know. Man, I didn't even know what happened last week. So, yeah. I need to play a video game called Dusk. I'm probably not gonna play that on stream. I don't know. I think like 2 people want to watch me play that game. But yeah, come on, you know I'm not gonna play that. You make me feel bad that I'm not gonna play it right now because I have to tell you that I'm not gonna play it right now, and then I feel guilty about it. I'm not gonna feel guilty about it. Don't worry. I don't know. I will play that game when I'm in the mood. Otherwise, I don't think I'll enjoy it as much. I feel like if I'm really craving a game like that, I will play it and I will fucking love it, and then you'll hear all about it. So yeah. Alright, the quick answer is when you get a leader ability is probably a long fucking time from now. I'm not saying that to be rude or offensive. It's just kind of stupid how slow it is. Do the fastest grinding method and just be patient. It can take you up to 5 hours of the fastest grinding method to get the abilities you want. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that is the truth. So if you want to sit there for about 3 hours, with 5 mystical elves face up and skipping turns in the custom duel. If you haven't watched the video, I've done it. You need to watch that video, otherwise you're probably wasting a lot of time trying to level up. Yeah, why such a bully? God, everyone's got to bully me. Do I like horror games? No, a lot of people ask me this. I'm not really into them. I don't particularly like them or dislike them. I've just never really played one. I think that's it. I never grew up with Silent Hill or Resident Evil or any of these games. I can't even name like the scariest game that I've played. Can someone answer that for me? I don't even know, because I like barely have played any games. Fucking the scariest game I played was like a fucking Scooby-Doo game when I was a kid. Was there any game that I've been like jump scared in? So it was like unintentionally scary? I don't think so. I don't know, because the way I get immersed in things is like I'm immersed in my room with a screen in front of me, not immersed in the game. So if I were to play a horror game, I would have the lights on and shit, and I just wouldn't be vibing it. And if I turned all the lights all the way off, I would just be like, my screen's too bright. Yeah, Dota 2 is scary. There's lots of fucking people you don't want to meet in Dark Alley on that game. Well, actually, no, that's not true. They'll be fucking pussies in real life. Dead Space. I think I've... actually, I briefly played that Wii Dead Space game. I literally would have played it for like 10 minutes and just stopped because I wasn't enjoying it. Super Mario 64 is a horror game. Yeah, it is. Not even just the piano. Everyone talks about the piano, but... I think I've already talked about... I've said this on stream a few times, probably. When I was a kid, I was like, 6 years old. The Bowser's laugh scared me, and you hear it as soon as you enter the castle. So I literally muted the TV so that I could enter the castle. I literally went to my TV, the CRT, the buttons at the bottom of the screen, you remember those? When you could see the buttons on a CRT? Anyway, or a screen in general. I literally walked up to it and just turned it all the way down, and then went through the front door, and I... safe. Turn the volume back up, and just don't touch any fucking Bowser doors, or no, it's over. And yeah, the final Bowser hallway, that shit was creepy. As a kid, very, very creepy. Because you don't understand. It's just like, as a kid, you can't really understand, like, you can't comprehend what the game's actually doing or what's going on. So you just feel this, like, corruption of innocence. It's like if you were watching Shrek and, like, as a 5-year-old and suddenly he grew, like, demon horns and fangs and he started, like, running towards you. Like, it's just... As a kid, you don't get it. It's just scary. It's just threatening, you know? So, yeah. The Bowser fucking stairs, man. Oh, and then there's still, yeah, the hallway as well. Just the dormant painting of Bowser across from Peach. Like, why don't other people find that as unsettling as I do? Because I went on a fucking tangent to my friend who never played the game about this, and he kind of agreed with me. But, like, because the idea is, like, Princess Peach is trapped in the castle, and just in the castle you see all these, like, paintings of her. And she looks, like, distressed. Like, she literally looks like that painting of her was when she was captured or something. Like, it's bad on, like, levels beyond comprehension, which is why it's unsettling. It's like the game probably didn't mean for any of this to be that goddamn creepy and unsettling and weird, and that's why it is. It's like the uncanny valley of video games, basically. And yeah, I've seen all that. I also saw all of those actual uploads of that Greenio user, and they could be done so much better. I kind of wish they were done better. I don't know. I really wanted to like them a lot more than I did. I really wanted to like them because they started to be, like, kind of well done. But then, I don't know, you would just get the dumbest, most bad cliche stuff, and it just kills the whole thing. It's like, when you're forcing something to be creepy and unsettling, it's just not anymore. In this context, because what's creepy about Mario is that it's Mario, but it's at the same time it's like this not as innocent game it's cracked out to be. Like, you can't talk to anyone except like a dead apparition of Toad who just says the same lines. There's no other interaction in the castle, and just all this weird shit. You're basically in this castle isolated from the outside world, trying to save a captured princess, and like the whole castle is actively trying to kill you, and it's just like, this is fucking weird. What the hell? But yeah, what were we talking about? That guy's videos? Yeah, it'll be something like, say like, you enter something and something's just not right. That, you can really work with that. You can do a lot with that. Something like, and then there's an NPC there that's not there, and then you try to speak to it and it's just like an empty text box. Like, it's kind of a little bit cliche, but you know, it works. It's like, oh, like, what's going on? But then there'll be shit like at the end of the game, it cuts to, like, the game was in English, and at the end it's like one of those Japan only anti-copyright things, because people are scared of those. But it's just like, no, this is not how it works. Like, the reason why the anti-copyright things were scary is because you turned on the Super Nintendo at like 11 at night when you weren't supposed to be playing the game, and that thing scared the shit out of you as a kid. You thought like the cops were going to break in and arrest you. And then, you know, you're a kid. But as an adult watching a YouTube video that you know someone's edited a mod, I think you need to be a bit more careful and selective and less cliche about, you know, things. Nightmare difficulty button. I forget what sound it makes. Is it just like a hallowed scream? I did play Quake 3 when I was young, and that Anarchy guy creeped me out. That was before I knew what the word anarchy was. It's spelt like it's supposed to be anarchy, but I thought it was like called anarchy. And Oh yeah. The robbery or any of those phone calls in Sims, especially with that, you know, the comedy and tragedy face. Those things are so fucking weird. Like, you know, just like ambiguous facial expressions that look distorted. It's just so strange. And if you've never seen them before, or like in any context, you're just like, what the fuck is this? Ah! That's exactly what your reaction's like. So, yeah. Except, no, you don't say fuck because you're a kid. You'll get grounded, so you don't do that. You run off and you cry. Hey, Lennox, how's it going? Yeah, I'm doing alright. Thanks for asking. I hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, the music is scary as well. I think is it the actual music or it's like an alert sound? I did believe that I set the sound. But yeah. Yeah, some things like the whole you're getting baited into a castle. Like, that's just messed up. You wouldn't think of that as a kid either. But when you're older, you're like, what? This is a kid's game? I don't think so. Oh, it's still backloading that Ultimate Leader Ability Guide. Here's the thing about making all these videos, you know. A lot of these videos I made, I hated at the time. I was so over it. And I uploaded them after, like, frustrating, so much difficulties of, like, trying to fucking edit things on that old piece of crap laptop where Vegas crashed all the time. But then now I'm like, thank God I've done those videos so I don't need to do them again. And that is what's in my head when I think about continuing making videos, but I really shouldn't. I really need to make a decision. Gotta watch E3 over me, man. I really do feel heartbroken. Nah, watch what you want. See, man, thanks for popping in, and thanks for the donations, dude. You can do whatever the hell you want. You don't need me to tell you how to live your life. So, yeah. You had it on low. Yeah, there's music on in the background. Usually I would disable music and people put on whatever they want, but quite often people ask me to put the music of this game on. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and see the new announcement of the new Call of Duty game, if that's a thing. I don't know. I don't really, I just am not enthusiastic about E3. It's a lot of the same shit a lot of the time. Or then it'll be something dumb like fucking CD Projekt Red finally announcing a port of Cyberpunk on PS4 or something like that. Probably not. I'm just taking the piss here, but Halo, pff, get out. No, I'm just kidding you. Look, if you want to watch E3, I'm not going to stop you. See you, man. Thanks for popping in. Bye. I'm not going, though. Not yet. Not at least. It depends when I really get fruitlessly bored. Usually what happens is I chat until the chat dies, and then there's no reason to continue when the chat's like really, really, really quiet. Yeah, I never played the Zelda games as a kid, but they are creepy games. The Re-Deads, I think, creeped everyone out. There were some of the things, like, I think some people just even crept out by the moon in not Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Awesome Overlord. Yeah, I've returned to basically say that I don't want to play the game anymore. This started as a Monster Eye deck stream. The thumbnail's still Monster Eye, actually, but I just wasn't feeling it. I literally got 2 duels into the game, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't even care. Like, I just... I don't know, I just started talking to chat, and I was enjoying that so much that I wasn't even playing the game, and I was just like, you know what, I don't actually want to play the game. I just kind of want to stream to touch base. Anyways, so yeah. What's so funny about Majora's Mask? I don't know. Am I missing something? What am I even looking at here? Nothing. Yeah, I don't know what was funny about Majora's Mask. Thinking. What is there to talk? There's always so much to talk about, man. Oh, man. I don't know. I really need to figure out what I want to do with the channel going forward, because I just can't do it anymore. This game, man, it's actually a shame. I invested so many resources, like, and physical resource, and I still have a lot of like physical things to do with the game that's just pointless now. Not literally, you know what I mean? It's not completely pointless, but how do I put it? Like, I've got 3 PS3s. Oh, sorry, 3 PS2s. 3 copies of Duels of the Roses. And I just don't even really want to play it again. I tried playing it again like a couple months ago in the front living room. I was like, you know, let's just have a couch Duels of the Roses session. And I don't know, I was playing it, I'm like, this is it, like, I'm playing Redux, right? I was playing my idealized version of the game, and now there's nothing else to extract from this, because I know exactly what I put in the game, so it was nothing for me to really work with after that point. Have I ever heard of Boss Baby? I mean, I've heard of it, but I've not really... It's a movie, right? I don't know, it's just one of those, like, Minions or some crap like that. Last 2 hours, I mean, it was really just me talking. Really nothing interesting or crazy going on. We're all just kind of chatting and chilling out. You should play the Redux mod, because I made it. I mean, technically I made it using other people's tools and resources, but, you know, I let's just say I curated the content. I don't know how else to word it, really. We good? No, this fucking... It's this hair. I think it wants to be on the other side. Where is it? I'm like using a this isn't a mirror, it's... For me, it's... Whatever, screw it. Welcome back, Vintal. Welcome back. It's good to see you. So, what can we even talk about? Yeah, so I enjoy other PS2 games. I'm just not 100% sure where I want to go. That's the problem. I could go anywhere. Which is why I'm kind of apprehensive to just like pull the trigger. I can even talk about things that aren't gaming related, whatever. Majority of the creative decision. That is an understatement, my friend. I basically did almost everything, and then Thoughtcicle did a few things. I don't want to downplay the impact you guys all had on it, but because truthfully, like, I've said this 100 times before, and it's in all the videos, it's in all the streams I talk about it. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys. But at the same time, I pretty much did all the shit with the tools. There's a few things Thoughtcicle did that I couldn't do. I didn't have tools for. Everything else you basically made the tool for, and especially from my perspective, a lot of working on it was me at my computer using your tools, and I wasn't doing much liaising at all. If I needed to, I'd talk to Thoughtcicle, and that's when he would make the decisions. So Between he made half of the starter decks, and he helped. We both came up with the fusions for the rituals and stuff equally. But as far as all the duels go, card acquisition and all that stuff, I laid all that out, and it was a lot. And because it was so much, you know, you guys can see why I've wanted to talk about it so much, and because I feel like there's so much that I haven't explained about all the duels that I would have loved to, but it's just like, it's such a massive undertaking. If I were to talk about all the all the duels in the game, it would just, for what it's worth, it's just, I don't know if it's worth making, you know what I mean? It'd be a lot of effort, and only a limited amount of people actually care about that sort of thing. Some people will be really enthusiastic to watch it and think it's really cool, which I appreciate. I think it's cool, and that would almost be enough motivation to make the videos on their own. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? Maybe I should just let the mod do the talking, because it's not really up to me to just sit here and explain to people why my mod is so great and every decision I made is so smart. Because truthfully, people, even if I made a really shit mod, people probably would have appreciated playing it anyway. Plan on updating the mod every now and then, final version of it. It is the final version of it for now. If I ever do anything in the future to do with this game, it probably won't be a modified version of that. I honestly only have one serious regret about the Redux mod. And if this was the case and I'd rectified it, it would be probably just, that's done. Could never imagine doing anything better until more modding tools came in, and even then it's like, do I want to do it? Because that wouldn't be for ages. I should have pushed, because we can do this. I just wasn't 100% sure if it was going to actually work out, so I never actually bothered inquiring about it. Could have made it so that when you're playing on the Red Rose side, you start second instead of first. So this will be perfect, because it would increase the difficulty of the last half, which is exactly what's needed to have like a linear difficulty from the start to the end. Because what happens in the Redux mod now is you beat the first boss, and then the duels after that aren't as difficult, so you just kind of bulldoze through them. But instead, yeah. Sorry, I don't know. I am not making Egyptian god cards in my mod. That's the end of that question. Sometimes I could just scream about how little I give a shit about the god cards and stuff like that, because I really never cared for them. Well, the customizing each music, I'm pretty sure the way that is done is you basically tell the game to look elsewhere for a song that needs to be played. So, because all of the White Rose duelists except the bosses reference that one music, they all would have to play the one theme song, whatever you refer it to. So I'm pretty sure, like, so imagine you change the White Rose and the Red Rose themes over. You could do that, but why? But you couldn't assign an individual theme for different duelists. Like, Marco would have to have the same... basically, all the White Rose duelists that don't have a boss theme have to have the same music. It's basically the end of it. So once I realized that, I just stopped caring immediately. The only music we really wanted to change that we never ended up doing was changing the trade music and the deck edit music. But by the end of things, it just wasn't a priority. So I just didn't care. And that's also a problem with the whole... We could just hard force the game to make it so White Rose starts first every single time, which would work for the campaign. But then it would mean in the custom duel, the White Rose always started first, so you wouldn't be able to start first in a custom duel. Which, I don't know, like, is it really, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the decisions in the game, there was always a penalty to it. Almost everything, there was a penalty to a decision apart from, like, just straight up fixes or whatever. And it just made things, like, really, really hard. And that's also why I wanted to make a lot of videos talking about it. Because, oh man, I just, I gotta say it, I don't think people have any clue about how difficult some of the shit was to do that we were able to do that just seems like it's nothing. Stuff that even I've forgotten about. Yeah, and then that's the thing. We can't, like, add menus and all this stuff. We're not that crafty, so... You know, because it... Look, if I knew a fuck ton about it, I would have made every decision that I wanted to make. But I just couldn't. So, yeah. Like, if I was able to modify the custom duel, I would modify it so that you can duel any deck you've created with any AI in the game. I would just make... Because... Really, the base game should have that. I really have no idea why the base game doesn't let you, like, sandbox new duels into it. I have no idea. Actually, I do have an idea. It's because the game just sucks. It's just a rushed piece of shit. They don't care. That's why. God. Sorry. I mean, it's true, though. That game, it's just not a good game. And it just... This is why it's so psychologically frustrating, because... When I'm, like... trying to explain the game to people that the game, like, they don't know about the game because the game doesn't explain itself to them. I'm like, why am I even doing this? I'm not an employee of this game. Like... I don't work for Duels of the Roses. I don't work for Konami. Why am I working my ass off to explain things to people for the sake of people who worked at Konami on the game 20 years ago that don't even give a shit about it now? Like, you know what I mean? And it just makes me feel stupid. And the last thing anyone wants to feel is stupid, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah, no one's ready to fully reverse engineer the game and create all these tools, and that's why I think Redux was so important, because the community of this game isn't getting any stronger. Like, it's just not. It's a fucking niche game from 20 years ago. And yeah, like, part of this was I wanted there to be a good resource of content for people to look at if they rediscover the game in the future, or they want to play it, or whatever. Because there's no other not a lot of resources on the game at all, in terms of, like, how to play it and all that stuff. So yeah. Well, speedrunning is its own thing. I think as a hobby or something competitive, it's its own thing. I think a better comparison to speedrunning is like trying to climb a rank in, like, any ranked game, like Dota or CSGO or whatever. I think that's a way better comparison. For me, I'm a more creative person. I like creating things. So the Redux was, like, I guess, the swan song of the channel, really. It was the ultimate end goal of the channel. Like, you know, obviously I started off explaining a lot of things about the game, but that was driven off of the motivation that I wanted people to see the appeal that I saw in Duels of the Roses, because to me, Duels of the Roses was a lot more than what people appropriated it as like just this wacky Yu-Gi-Oh game. I thought it had a lot of things going for it, and I wanted people to enjoy it more. Because I liked it. So, because there was nothing else I really wanted to do videos on, I picked Duels of the Roses over another game that I did like, because transparently it was a lot less competitive, and this wasn't for the sake of making money or having a huge YouTube following in the first place. It was more just my content being alienated in a sea of content of games that are bigger and more popular. Like, why would someone stumble upon my video when they're being recommended other big channels doing videos on Ratchet and Clank or whatever? Whereas Duels with Roses, there's, like, Underlord Tico made some videos about it 10 years ago and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? So... yeah, actually, and I tried playing that Wacky Peanut. So, funny story, I actually downloaded a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Games and I was going to work on a series of... I tried playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Games for the first time, and each video was just going to be me playing a game for like an hour, and I'd edit it down and give my comments about it and what I thought about it, and if it was good, I would come back and play it. First game I tried was Dungeon Dice Monsters on the GBA game. On the GBA, the Game Boy. I had no fucking idea what was going on. I tried so hard to figure it out. I tried so goddamn hard to figure it out, and I just couldn't. I had no idea what was going on. I'd roll some dice, and I couldn't do anything. Then the enemy would roll dice, and then they got to pick whatever the fuck dice box layout paper thing, whatever the hell it was. And then I finally rolled something that I could play, but it wouldn't let me cycle through. Like, it would only let me play, like, this cross design on the board. And I was just like, wait a minute, the AI cycled through, like, every different possible combination of, like, 6 tiles. Why can't I do that? And I just didn't know anything. Press L and R. Yeah, well, look, I tried, okay? I tried. And, you know, eventually... the thing is, okay, I know I didn't play it for that long, but I realized something. Every goddamn Yu-Gi-Oh! Game is just a shitty cash grab. There has never been a good Yu-Gi-Oh! Game in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Games, and I didn't want to bother playing any anymore. I just didn't. I was just like, I'm not going to enjoy any of these, so I stopped playing. You know it's bad when your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Game is Duels with Roses, because Duels with Roses is objectively a bad game. It's not a good game. I'm just going to say that. I'm not saying it's absolute shit. Obviously, it has things going for it, and it has some sort of appeal. But it's not a good game. It's just not. Hey, Paul, how's it going? I'm glad you could be here too, man. Sorry I'm not playing the game or anything, but yeah, I don't know. Well, that's the thing. Even Duels of the Roses itself was repackaged for the PAL version. Like, the PAL version was released almost a full year. It was released, like, no, seriously. Like, not a full year. Over half a year difference between the North American release and the PAL release, right? And the PAL version is literally the American version slowed down. Like, it's literally the same game, but running at a percentage of the speed it should be running at, so that it can run on 50 Hz. That's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game that people in Europe and Australia got. Was a shitty port of a game that was already 2 years old, that already was poorly made, terribly developed. And it's just like... And people still fucking ask. Like, they should remake this game. It's like... You wonder why they haven't remade this game? It's because it was a steaming pile of shit. People literally only played this game because it was the only PS2 game you could get for the first 3, 4, 5 years of the PS2's lifetime. You know, the highest selling console in history. So that's why it managed to sell any copies in the fucking first place, because Yu-Gi-Oh! And the PS2 were like 2 of the biggest things in the whole world. And that was all we got. So you had to buy it. That's the only reason it sold copies. And if you wonder why Duels of the Roses made greatest hits in North America and it never made PAL, that's why. Because the game was awful. it's a bad game, and you look at all fucking reviews about it, and it's painful. Because people back then knew it sucked. And they tried so hard to be diplomatic about it. And they came up with all these just arbitrary reasons. And a lot of them were first impressions as well, which is really, really bad. Because the game just has all these, like, long-term play, like card collecting, leveling system. What a goddamn joke. All these things that are supposed to reward the player after a certain amount of time. And you know what? No. Instead, you know what you get? You know what your reward is for watching Yu-Gi-Oh! In the morning? And seeing Yu-Gi-Oh! Play the Dark Magician and crushing Weevil's little bugs. You know what reward you get? You go in, you put your Yu-Gi-Oh! Game in your PS2. You watch a 20-minute long slideshow. That's a tutorial, a practice duel, they call it. Where they just do everything for you and explain mechanics really badly. Then you load in, and then Weevil, the first opponent, this little shitty, insignificant side character duelist, plays, I don't know, Steaming Pile of Shit number 7 for 2600 attack, while your deck is like fucking Shit Stain number 12 with 100 attack and 300 defense. That's what you got for being a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan wanting to buy a PS2 Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. And people wonder why they didn't remake this game and why Duels of the Roses didn't become a bigger thing. It's because it was shit. That is the truth. God. Whew. Yeah, I met people in real life who actually loved this growing up. And I'll tell you something that you shouldn't find funny, but you probably will. I am dead serious about this. I'm not just saying this. Every single person I knew that played this game in this country had, like, Asperger's or something. And I'm not... This is not making a comment on anything. I'm just saying, like, where's the market for this game? Like, it's people who liked Yu-Gi-Oh! And PS2 that were, like, you know, geeks, basically. I was a geek. I owned this game. This is what I'm trying to tell you, right? Oh, that's tap water, not filtered water. Because I ran out of water last night before I went to bed, and I refilled it in the tap. Because I was like, yeah, it was cold. No, but seriously, like... And it's just weird. And especially now that I get a lot of people... I'm not saying you guys are not... Everyone's like this, because it's such a big pop culture thing that you get all these different people interacting with it. But, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! It was this game with mass appeal, yet barely anyone I knew had the Yu-Gi-Oh! PS2 game. Only the people that were, like, really, really into, you know, games, strategy stuff. Because back then, when it wasn't as big, you know... you play games after your sports and all that stuff, but we were the type of people that we would just go home, play games, watch TV. No, I just mean the fact that it's tap water and not filtered water just tastes funny. It just, yeah. Tap water just doesn't taste right. Fluoride. And yeah, here's another thing with content creation that's a problem for me. When I'm just thinking or I'm in my own mind, whether it's in front of a thing or if I'm going for a walk, I could do... Like, I can compact a lot of information into a dense, like, actual decent string of thoughts. And it would make a lot of sense for anyone who listened to that, like, I don't know, however long, however many minutes of speech, it would all make sense to them. But when I'm trying to, if I go to write a script or something, I just like, where the fuck do I start? You know what I mean? I always have to get the ball rolling, which is usually what happens when I'm thinking or like chatting on a stream. But like when I sit down to write a script, I'm like, where the hell do I start? Like if I want to make a video about how bad this game is, how do I start? There's literally like every aspect of the game is bad or flawed in some way. Yeah, well, Duels of the Roses is unique because it's not Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's what people don't get about Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. Well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, but not Duels of the Roses, that's what I meant. You guys know what I meant. What kind of movies do I watch? I honestly don't watch movies, like, period. I don't really watch TV or movies or anything. The only, like, series I've watched in the past year or whatever was the Dota anime. And it was okay. I pretty much just watched all of it in one sitting and just didn't watch it again. What else is it? There was someone else asking a question or said something. What was for dinner? Mum made a curry and we ate as a family, so that's pretty cool. It's a nice, good curry actually. From the start screen. Well, realistically, I'd probably start talking about retrospective. Actually, no, not there's no retrospective reviews on this game really, because the newest ones are like still very old. Thanks, pizza. Welcome to something you don't even know, because I know you don't play this game. What are we talking about? Like, yeah, Duels of the Roses is unique, but it's unique in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vacuum. Like, if someone told you there's all these other turn-based strategy games out there, and you play them, you would start to see appeal in those. I know this, I've done this myself. You know, I think of something like... Alright, see you later, Arbiter, thanks for popping in. Yeah, just think of a game where it's like, you know, building a character in Duels of the Roses, or building a deck in Duels of the Roses. It runs out of depth very quickly. Whereas if you play a game that's just better, there's a lot more to do with it. Play like Divinity Original Sin 2, there's all these different classes of elements you can play. And obviously some styles are still better than others, but everything's like viable. Whereas you play a game like Duels of the Roses, and it's just like, why would you play dinosaurs? Like, they're just shit. And it's like, they're not shit in this way where you can do all these wacky things with them and it's fun and entertaining. They're just literal vanilla monsters with like average stats. They're so insignificant that it's just like there is no point playing them. Replace the artwork with something random kind of experiment. What was that in reference to? Again, I apologize because I always forget what I say myself. That's me. Hey, Addison. I don't know if I've ever actually heard that name before, Addison. I think that's the first time I've seen it. Maybe. You really forbidden memories capture Monster Colosseum and Duelist of the Roses, but the Tag Force parts were all the same. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Hey, Buck. What's up? See you, Lennox. Thanks for popping in, dude. Have a good one, yeah? You know, welcome. I just meant I haven't seen that name. Like, period. Like, in general. But yeah, welcome. I'm not sure about the future of the channel. I feel bad whenever someone comes in new because I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing. How often I'll be streaming. And I'm obviously not streaming the game right now. But for like years, I've wanted to not do this. I've envisioned moving on at some point. And I really should pull the trigger on that before the channel just really zombifies. I have awesome hair. Well, thank you very much. I didn't really do anything to it, but thank you. It's just, I don't know. If you have one quality that's good, you may as well just accept. Because we all have good and bad qualities. So yeah. Speaking of bad, I think I got something in my eye. Do I? Maybe I should do that in stream. I'll do it in the mirror. Okay. Let's turn the heater on too. Fold my legs. There, you can see my mirror. There you go. I didn't miss anything. Okay. Alright, what else is there to talk about? Because you guys know how these streams end up. They basically go until the chat's dead, and then I'm just like, yep. Of course it's not high res. They're the original resolutions in the game. They're like, what, 128 by 128? Yeah, I prefer Thai curry over Indian curry. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. But yeah, you're probably never going to get a high res invisible wire. Let's see. What's the biggest one we can find? You know what? If I'm being honest, the image you're looking at, like in that zip file, is probably the highest resolution image of invisible wire, like on the Earth, like on the planet, period. That might be the single highest resolution drawing, or like actual image of that card that currently exists. So yeah, straight clear on the print on the wall. Yeah, sure, actually, but like, because that's the actual size of the image. Like, that's literally a collage of the images from the game, and then just printed out how it prints. Which is why it doesn't perfectly align with the edges, but I'll bring it closer to you so you can see that. It looks pretty good. Like, honestly. But remember, like, you're looking at it from a distance. That's, like, as close up as you're ever going to realistically look at it. If it focuses. There you go. Look at that quality. Look at that quality. Alright, is it straight? Yeah, it's straight. Yeah, but remember, like those pictures are like 2/3 the size of my finger. So it looks good, but that's considering they're quite small. So if you try to print one of those on anything bigger, it would be terrible. Would be terrible. Alright, this light is doing my head. I really wish I could keep the light on because it looks better, but yeah, it's like blinding me at this point. That's it. I mean, you just take it away. Admiring my cheap ass ring lamp. Okay. Anything else? Hit me up. Chat slower and slower and slower. Which is fine, but... Like, yeah, everyone's welcome to lurk, but, if I run out of things to talk about, then I don't really know what to say, and then there's no content to lurk for. Yeah, I will share my opinion, just don't be upset at me if it's brash. But yeah, I'm pretty transparent with who I am online because I feel like there's no reason to hide that, if that makes sense. And I want to communicate to other people that they should also be a bit more transparent and don't hide things as much. Because it benefits you in the long run if you're more open. Why did they make you play against cards you couldn't even get? Because they couldn't figure out how to actually make a good fucking game, so they just made the ending artificially difficult by just giving them overpowered cards that you can't get. So you can never be that strong. That's literally why. This is a comfy sweater. It is the comfiest sweater. It's actually my favorite sweater. This one specific. I have a few ones that are like this style exactly, but different color. I have blue ones, but the blue ones, I don't know about those. They looked a lot nicer when I was buying them, but when they're on me, I kind of feel like, I don't know, they feel like almost like pajamas. Whereas this, I would actually go somewhere with this. So yeah. Any favorite places to eat at, like a restaurant? Where's, like, apart from obviously, you know, going to eat like takeaway or something, like, I don't know, eating Nando's. Nando's is good. A lot of stuff's like pretty local and obscure. I basically go wherever's good food, which is, to be honest, most things that I hear about. One of the few like pros of just like social media abundancy is like the standard, like there's a lot less bullshit of the standardization of burger places and stuff like that. The Jules the Roses sweater, that thing is not comfy at all. That thing is honestly not comfy. It's also too small. It only came in one size and it barely fit me. So yeah, like if I were to do this, then it would like, you'd be able to see the bottom of the sweater like here. If I do that, it's like really bad. I haven't played any other old card games. The only one I played is Duel Masters, but that was just a video game. Nando's is always my answer. Of course it is. I actually haven't been to Nando's in a while. I need to do that. I need to go there, or, you know, pick up food from there. I've actually got like a bunch of... I've been hoarding points on the Nando's card that I have for ages, and I never used them. So I pretty much have enough for like a free couple meals from Nando's. Can't complain with free food. I'm making myself hungry. Shouldn't do that. It's too late to eat again. I can just eat when I wake up. So I don't mind that, you know. It's a reason to get out of the house is if I'm hungry and I feel like, I mean, you could cook at home, but I'm just like, I feel like going for a bit of a walk, getting something nice, and then, you know, you head back home, and then you relax after that. I know it's just a walk, but I don't know, I walk fast. I don't do any other exercise. So, Peri-Nays. It's okay. It's not really my thing. I know a lot of people will love that stuff and they love the peri-peri salt, but I'm just like, no. Just like, your chips are already good just with chicken salt or whatever, like normal salt you put in it. Like, you don't need to change that. And it's just like, look, the chicken is spicy, right? The chicken's got the chili, the peri on it. Why don't you just leave it that way? Why don't you let the chicken be the spicy chicken and you let the chips just be salty chips? That's the way I like it anyway. Look, I'm definitely not organizing a Duels of Roses tournament. That's just not happening. Sorry to tell you, but it's the last thing I want to do is get money involved in this game. So yeah. Like, I've had people like donate to me because of like, well, someone actually offered me like to donate to me so I could work with them to produce like a new Duels of the Roses game, and I'm just like, come on, like, don't turn this into a money thing, because I'm not gonna do that. So I had to decline. Well, I didn't have to, I chose to. Favorite Duels of the Roses soundtrack? I honestly don't have a single answer, because it depends on the context, depends on the mood that I'm in. But I do like the, what is it? Because like the themes don't have names, we just gave them names arbitrarily. The Verse Yorkist theme, right? When you're playing as a Lancastrian, you verse. So you're on the Lancastrian side, you're versing the Yorkist. Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm sure Magic the Gathering and all these games are good. It's just, I don't know how much I like card games, really. And even though Divinity Original Sin 2 is one of my favorite games ever, after playing it for like, I think I got 450 hours now, the combat's kind of a chore compared to, I like a lot of the other stuff about the game. For me, like, the combat in that game, and this is almost like the same in Duels of the Roses for like years now, the gameplay, like the battling, the actual action part is like the least engaging part of it. It's basically just like a sandbox to test out a duel. I enjoy basically like every part of these games except the actual turn-based combat part, really. I don't dislike it per se. I'm not saying I have a real strong preference over real-time, but card games in general, like Magic the Gathering, I'm not gonna go out of my way to pick up a turn-based card game that I'm not really, you know, I've never really been too into that. So, yeah. I don't know what to say. I don't know why I did that either. MMBN? What is that? I'm not saying I want a real-time card game. That sounds bad, actually. I don't know. Why would Mai be my least favorite duelist to fight? The thing about least favorite is, like, for some people that means who's the hardest. For me, it means who's the easiest. Someone like Tristan, like, I don't know. Again, this is like the problem with the Duels of the Roses channel, and really why I need to change things up. I need to reinforce and actually kick myself up the ass about this a bit more. But the easier the duel is, the worse it is, because there's no challenge. But I think the biggest chore to play is Grandpa, because he is also one of the easiest. He never plays Exodia. In fact, unless he top decks Exodia, it's pretty much impossible for him to play it. I'm not just saying that, by the way. Like, that's literally just, it's that bad. And if you don't have Labyrinth, well, it's just like any other duel where you go straight through the middle and attack the enemy deck leader, like every other duel. Except you have to go all the way around and do it from the back of the map. So it's just the same but less convenient to win. It's not like it's an actual challenge, it just takes you longer. And yeah, she's annoying in speedrunning, but I haven't speedrun the game in a while, and I don't know if I'm ever going to speedrun the game again, honestly. If I speedran the game, it would be because I'm speedrunning, not because I want to play Duels of the Roses. So yeah. How can you easily obtain 3 copies of terrain spells? Are you playing Vanilla or Redux? If you're playing Redux, there's no quick way to do it. You literally have to just reincarnate 3 times. Yo, Neon, there's like games now, instead of turn-based strategy, there's like a real-time with pause. That's a bit similar, maybe. Not quite the same, but a concept of like people who don't exactly like turn-based stuff might find something like that a bit more engaging. Well, it's easy if you go around. It's just, yeah, it's just a chore either way. It's even a chore to go through the middle because you just basically have to top deck Labyrinth piercing cards or just grill through your deck until you get them and then just have damage after that and kill him. Well, you don't kill him, you defeat his deck leader or whatever the hell, I don't know. Maybe you do kill him in the game, canonically. Hopefully not. Dota Redux speedruns. I haven't seen anyone do it. Some speedrunners have played through the game fast, but they've not actually timed or uploaded any speedruns. I don't really want people... Well, I mean, people can if they want, but I don't particularly. Like, I don't know what I was saying. Again, like, maybe I got fucking brain damage. Sometimes I just, like, I literally forget what I'm saying as soon as I finish the sentence or what I'm even talking about. It's kind of weird. Like, look, speedrunners can speedrun the game if they want, but I'm not going to have, like, any reaction to it. I'm pretty sure I already know what the fastest way to beat the game is anyway. And it actually, honestly, wouldn't be that different to the base game. And yeah, it wasn't designed for that, so it would be an even less convenient speedrun than the base game. Like, one example is Dimension Hole. That's like the ultimate speedrun tech card. You literally cannot get Dimension Hole without getting it via a hidden card in Redux. So, if you wanted to get that card, you would only be able to use it not only would you need to have a major rank deck leader within the first half of a game in a speed run, which is virtually impossible because you're playing it as quickly as possible, you would only be able to use that card for the last half of the duel anyway. So there's no mobility cards. It would just be the same shit in the base speed run where you just basically run through the middle and hit the enemy twice. Except now it's harder to do that because you don't have terrain cards. The enemy is more likely to stop you, stuff like that. And yeah, realistically, the game was actually designed to stop players from speedrunning it and give them an incentive to play different strategies. See you later, Panos. Panos? Yeah. Reminds me of that car in Gran Turismo 3, the Esperante. I used to think that thing was so cool when I was a kid, but it's actually not very good. Gran Turismo 400% speedrun that's 430 hours long. Just why would someone do that? Why? So many things wrong with speedrunning Gran Turismo. Like, it's a shame because speedruns of license tests would be fucking sick to watch. People just gunning out, like, you know, like individual levels, the same as people would do in Doom, GoldenEye, and all that. But no one really does it. And it's still a long time. That is literally like... Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Someone actually... Toto did, fucking... He collected all cards in Dorsets of Roses speedrun, and it took him like 24 hours. It's just like, why would you do that to yourself? I'm glad he's done it so no one else has to do it. I don't even know how good it was. I don't have time to watch the whole thing. I have spare time, but I'd prefer doing something else in my spare time than watching someone else collect cards for 24 hours. No disrespect for Toto, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna watch the whole fucking 24 hours of just someone doing whatever he can to collect all the cards as quickly as possible. I don't know if that's really something I care to see, or that I'm very interested in watching. Yeah, just like, why would you bother with that shit? More importantly, if you were doing a run that long, you would lock the cat out of your room, surely. Because what if you're 15, like, hours into a run, and then the cat just, like, you know, does its business in your room and you gotta clean it up? You know what I mean? Like, why would you do that? Not even trying to be funny there. That actually sounds horrible. Cat chucks a shit in your room mid-speed run, and you either lose the time to clean it up, or you have to smell shit for the rest of the run. Like, no. That's just the worst. I could not think of anything worse than it, actually. yeah, well, either way, that's a bizarre commitment to do that. So yeah. Anyways, anything else? Anything you guys want to say that we can chat about before I end up closing it off? Because it's getting to that point that inevitably, you know, within the next 20 minutes or so, probably be dead for sure. So. If anyone's got something to say, please feel welcome. Ooh. Alright. I suppose that's it then. It is 20 to 2 in the morning. I really should wind down and get ready for bed. How many hours do I sleep usually? 7. That's after I actually get to bed, like from sleep to wake up. Usually it takes me anywhere from half an hour to an hour to get to sleep. So usually I spend 8 hours, 8 to 8.5 hours in bed. I don't know, some days it takes me a while to get out of bed because I have no major, nothing pressuring me to get out of bed, I guess, in the morning all the time. So, look, I'll close this off with a bit more talking. I'm sure some people probably already closed it off, but anyway. This stream has given me a bit of an insight into I really just need to pull the trigger, make the decision to stop making content about Duels of the Roses in the future going forward. Because at some point I'm going to have to do it, so I probably should just be doing it right now. And then, figure out what exactly I want to do on the channel that isn't Duels of the Roses. Whether I want to go to talking about other games or whatever sort of content, I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's something for me to do in my own personal time, figure out exactly what I want to do going forward. But yeah, I have to be honest with you guys, whoever's still here. There was always a limited amount of time that I could make videos on this game, and it's several times before I've said it's come to an end, then I come back because I always want to say more, but it's just like... the well really is dry right now. There's just nothing else to talk about with the game, and Redux happened, and that was... honestly, that was the highest... that was the peak of the mountain as far as wanting people to see what I saw in the game and giving that to the community. That's an achievement, and it's... what else is there to do, really? I feel like I've done videos on everything. I've done the Redux mod, like... I really need to fucking move on to bigger things, more relevant things, and rather than having a big impact in a small community, it would be a cooler thing to have a smaller impact on a bigger community, in some way, shape, or form. So we'll see how that goes. I probably will end up making an actual update video announcing what's going on when I have a bit more of a think about it, and then we'll see where we go from there. It's all very hard to make these decisions. If it wasn't, I would have made them all by now. But I'm not really certain of anything in life, and Yu-Gi-Oh channel, whatever. My YouTube channel is no exception, is basically what I'm trying to say. And thank you, Paul. I agree. I also need to be glad that I've already done what I've done. And I want some way to preserve that older content. I don't want to... last thing I want to do is erase it. So I don't know if I want to continue on this channel, because then all the new stuff that I'm doing might kind of override that and just obscure it and bury it. So I'm not sure. Starting up is so difficult. I think like continuing with this channel is the way to go. It's just a matter of how I go from A to B to C or wherever. Just going from Duels of the Roses videos to what I want to do and everything like that. Yeah, one day I'll probably sit and just organize everything in playlists and unlist. At some point, unlist a bunch of the older stuff. Maybe. Like if I just have one playlist that's all the good Duels of the Roses videos, and then unlist like everything else. It sucks, you know, because I don't want to take people... Like, what if there's just one duel of like, you know, some innocent person who's just had a really difficult life, and they really, really like watching those duels in the background of those older videos. I feel bad, but it's just like, you know what? I need to fucking get over it. Like, they're just recorded duels. They're really not that important. A lot of the stuff on my channel is literal garbage. A lot of the stuff that gets a lot of the views as well is like some of my least favorite content. So yeah. Yeah, the thing is, I don't want to make a secondary channel. I want to make like a main channel. And this is kind of my main channel. It's always been that way. So it's just going to be difficult to break out of the typecasting. And yeah, I don't think making a new YouTube account and trying to start from scratch is the way to go. I think transitioning from where I am at now to a place where I want to be is a better idea. So I need to think about how I want to go with that. I'll probably talk about some other PS2 games, or make like bigger, more in-depth, thought-out videos about other things. But I first need to decide what I'm going to do videos about, and try to create some sort of familiarity so that people can subscribe and know what to expect. You know, you want your channel to be yours. You don't just want to be a channel. You want people to come and expect a certain thing from you, etc. Yeah. Yo, I don't know, Neon. And again, it's my content, so at the end of the day, I could do what I wanted with it. But, yeah. Like, it will be very difficult to delete the bigger videos just by virtue of the popularity and not wanting to disappoint people who liked watching them. But, yeah. I think... Probably, look, I probably don't have to worry about this anyway until I start taking YouTube more seriously. But yeah, I think that yawn is a sign, guys. I'd love to stay and chat a bit more. But it is getting quieter and I'm getting a bit more tired. I need to think about going to bed soon. So I want to thank everyone again for popping into the stream. I really, really, really genuinely appreciate you guys coming and just letting me talk about things, and makes me feel less insane when my voice is heard. So I really, really appreciate just anyone being here and hanging out. And I think I'm going to call it quits there, just for the stream. So yeah, stay tuned for further announcement of what I'm going to do. Might even announce to give myself a break to think about things before I come back and announce something else. So, yeah. Stay up, but I'm tired. Yeah, I'm excited for it to evolve too. Obviously, I need to control that, but sorry. You can tell I'm getting tired. As soon as I stop streaming, I won't be yawning though. That's always how it goes. Yeah, I don't know what the future holds for the channel, but I just hope it's good. All I have is ideas, and it's overwhelming sometimes. I always just think about what I could do, that it's like what I should do, what takes priority over other things, or what makes sense, what would work, what is relevant, what people are interested in. And yeah. Alright, cool. Well, in that note, again, thanks everyone for tuning into the stream. I will see you guys next time, whether that is a stream or a update video, or I don't know. But I really need to go. I am getting tired. So thanks everyone again, and goodbye. Have a good day, have a good night, whatever time it is. And I'll see you all later. Bye bye.